The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation. Welcome to the Rogue Room.
7 more subs to hit my sub goal, folks.
Thank you for your membership. Please
I can't believe that actually worked. 4th Floor, thank you so kindly for the subscription. Welcome to the Sub Lounge. Please enjoy your stay. Grab some Moscato, some fruits. Sit down in one of my... It's just the lighting on the chairs. They're not covered in dry semen, alright? The Garner Streams. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. We're going to sit here in the Sub Lounge for just a moment and talk about how much I love you all. And I love you all. I don't think I said that yesterday. During the Valentine's Day stream, I didn't express how much I love you all. So, posture check. Thank you, Fox. And there you go, Magic. You cunt. You folks are great. You're awesome. Well, Fox, on the dating shows thing. Let's start with the poll on this, shall we? Welcome into the Rogue Room, folks. I hope you're having a good night. I don't have my overlay turned on. What the fuck? There we go. Nice headscarf. Thank you so kindly. Here we go. Here's a poll. Let's kick this off with this. You ordered the filet of fish. What do you think of it? I've never had the filet of fish. I've never tried McDonald's fish range. I've tried their chicken. Their chicken's alright. I've tried their beef, obviously. Oh my god, you cunt. Hold on. Can I fix this? Hold on. Can I fix this? Why? Why does it do this, dude? Why does it fuck up my alt camera so routinely?
The
Mate!
Room appreciates your recommendation.
There we go. It's gonna have to be in choppy dog shit mode. Sorry, folks. If we have our alt camera, turn off that. Turn off autofocus. There we go. Mate! I'm disappointed with these Logitech C922 cameras. Logitech, I'm serious. I am disappointed in you. But you, my viewers, my dear friends, I adore each and every one of you, and you are amazing, and I love you. How you doing? So what was I saying? Oh, what's the poll saying for the record? How's that poll? No dating shows. Agreed. Agreed, because dating shows are fucking creepy, dude. Dating shows are fucking weird. Not angry, Logitech. I'm just disappointed. Look at this, Logitech. This is like 15 frames per second. Not... Hold on a minute. I have a sound for this.
Disappointed!
That's not the one I wanted to press, but it was the first one I saw.
Not happy, Jen!
I'm gonna try to use my my soundboard a little bit more often. No to dating shows has an overwhelming 9 votes to 2. I agree. Fuck dating shows. McDonald's kind of has a fish range. They've got like the filet of fish, but that's the only one I can think of, honestly. They don't have a huge. They don't have a huge fish range, as far as I recall. I think I've seen them do something with like battered fish pieces or something. I don't know. But like the thing is, I've personally, we'll get into the Twitch dating show shortly. Naked Attraction is the worst dating show you've ever seen. If you've never heard of it, do yourself a favor and don't look it up. I think there's also Naked and Afraid, which was a similar kind of concept. Or there's been a few of these really creepy shows about nudity and dating, and like seeing a person for the first time and they're naked and you're dating them. It's like, what is wrong with people? Looks like a square piece of turd on a bun. It does. I can change the settings, but the thing is, what I've already fiddled with them. I've already gone in and configured my video and all that, and I've done everything that would fix the settings. And change the exposure, but that doesn't really fix a lot either. And what does fix it is opening my Logitech Capture software before I open OBS, selecting both of the cameras in Logitech Capture, and then closing it. And then I open OBS and they run smoothly. I forgot to do that today. So, yeah. We're going to have one low FPS cam. That's weird. Like, we got half low frame rate and half really smooth frame rate. Look at that. Also, this one over here looks particularly faded out. It looks really... yeah, dog shit is the best way to describe it. Wasn't sure if it was just your settings. How is the volume of the how's the volume of the music tonight, by the way, folks? Is it too loud, too quiet? Let me know.
To the Rogue
Welcome to
Room.
the Rogue Room. Quack that smack. Yo. Sit down, grab a drink, chill out with us. Here in the Rogue Room. Hope you're doing well. Logitech is weirdly whack. The headphones you got from them lasted less than a month. I've heard very questionable things about many Logitech products. My keyboard is Corsair, actually. Stream Deck... Is Elgato owned by Logitech or Corsair? Or does Logitech own Corsair? Dude, some of these companies are so fucking confusing, dude, honestly. The capitalistic nightmare that is companies owning companies owning companies. And being cousins of companies and companies doing this and that. And I go insane trying to break it down some people put together. You can see my outfit, why not? Heck yeah. Let's do an outfit reveal. Because why not? Hey Ginger Beardman, how you doing? Here we go. This is what I've got on. I got my Theory and the Three Crones t-shirt on. I got my denim shorts. Hats. It is Ciri from The Witcher. It's this girl. You're cute. Give me a little bit of focus here on the color scheme. Oh, there we go. He and Geralt are my favorite pops, I think. Aside from Farah. I really at some point have to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my pop vinyls because they're sitting in a box. I've got so many Overwatch ones and I have no interest in Overwatch anymore. I've lost interest in it. I have not tried a mesh top. I am going to. I'm gonna be buying one at some point. Trust me. Dude, I've got ass, trust me. But these shorts, the funny story, right? I was wearing another pair of all of my denim shorts I bought like right around the same time. Which was early on when I was experimenting with new styles of clothing and stuff like that. And I bought all these different pairs of denim shorts when I was a fair bit bigger before I lost all the weight. So now all of these denim shorts that I've got are massively hanging off me. I need to get more because I do have glutes. Trust me. I squat. I do leg day twice a week. I do a leg day specifically focused on glute exercises to grow this ass like crazy. And honestly, yeah. There's the issue is like all my shorts are too big now. Transistor, you have a question, ask it. Shoot. Looking good as always. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. What if my doctor watched my streams? What if my doctor watched? I don't care. That's a viewer to me. If there's a doctor out there, if my doctor, who I semi-regularly see, I suppose, was to watch my streams. Hello there, doctor whose name escapes me. I don't see the doctor often enough to remember what their name is. I'm in the camp where I do unbox them. Like, I enjoy having shit out of the box. I want to touch it and see it and have it on display. Like, that would look hideous if it was just covered in boxes. It looks stupid. Throw your boxes away. Dude, get your stuff out of the boxes. Don't be such a pretentious wanker who thinks they're going to sell all these pop vinyls in 60 years. I hate that shit. Do you guys remember the Beanie Baby thing? You remember the Beanie Babies thing? From the 90s, there was a couple who were buying up all these Beanie Babies. Where is it? Let me find the picture of it. Let me find the story. Let's start with this. This isn't really relevant to anything, but the thing is, during the height of like the Beanie Baby craze, and they still sell these things, by the way. You can still get them at like smoke shops and stuff. Remember in 1999 when we all thought we were going to get stupid rich by collecting Beanie Babies? Got recommended channel. Budget ContraPoints. Yes, madly in love. I do use her as something of an inspiration for my own little video essay projects. Is where that comes from. Welcome to the Rogue Room. It's Capri. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Here in the Rogue Room. How do I hide that in my yoga pants? I don't, honestly. Something tells us the couple in the photo remembers it all too well. Here it is, folks. This November 5th, 1999, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Attorney Frank Totti looks over papers while his client, Frances Mountain, sorts out Beanie Babies with her ex-husband, Harold Mountain, in Judge Gerald Hardcastle's family courtroom in Las Vegas, November 5. The couple, who were divorced 4 months ago, were ordered to divide up the collection, valued at $2,500 to $5,000, but were unable to do so by themselves. The collection was ordered to spread on the court floor and divided up one by one under the supervision of family court judge Hardcastle. Maple the Bear was the first to go. Cost of Maple Bear today on Amazon? $7.89. What the hell is this thing? This surreal photo was featured in a slate piece on the Beanie Babies craze of yesteryear, and thank goodness it was. May we never forget how obsessed we all were with small stuffed animals 21 years ago. Never. That's really unsettling, whatever this is. But yeah, like the Beanie Babies craze was insane. Like, everyone treated it like, you know, no one else was going to collect these things. And thus, like, everyone was collecting them under the guise of, you know, once we collect all of these, we're going to have a huge collection in 40 years' time, 60 years' time. People are going to be looking for these. People are going to be desperately looking for these things. And we're going to have a huge collection that's going to be worth tons and tons of money. And they're worth fuck all today. It's honestly great. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? Yeah, I like that story. It's funny as fuck. McDonald's had special ones and people went insane. Dude, I remember when McDonald's ran a Bionicles promotion and they had these little Bionicle dudes that had a little, you pull their arm back and they would fling a little disc. It was sick. McDonald's toys today could never. McDonald's toys today in this day and age are fucking dog shit. Busty Japanese Queen has arrived. Hello, Mama Yashi, how you doing? What did you wander into? We were talking about the Beanie Babies bullshit, Drake. Try to look for, have tackle like a horse. That's a way to phrase it, honestly. Yes, I got cake. Fucking Beanie Babies, dude. And this is what I feel about the pop vinyls thing. Why do people get together if they can't think about the feelings of their Beanie Babies? I know. It's so sad. This is so sad. Can we get some Fs in the chat for the feelings of the Beanie Babies? Can we get some Fs in chat for Beanie Babies? Fat Fs in chat. Bionicles do continue to fucking rock, and once I have the money set aside, I am totally buying a new set of the original 6. Kopaka, Tahu, Gali. Was it Oryx? No, that wasn't. That was Destiny. Beanie Baby Lives Matter. Where are they? Where are the original Toa? The Toa Mata? Is this them? Yes. God, there's a whole, like, there's a fucking lore for the, can we just talk about Bionicle lore for a minute? There is lore for Bionicle. Dude. Bionicle's the shit. I wanted to find out, like, what are the names of the original 6? What are their names? I've forgotten. Tahu, Gali, Liwa, Onua, I was close, Pohatu, and Kopaka. Yeah, as soon as I have the money set aside, I'm buying the original 6. Again, because I lost mine, and they're gone for good. How much does it cost to have your snag deleted? What I've seen is it costs around 30k in Australia after Medicare. And as far as I know, you still have to cover the whole cost of everything before you get the Medicare rebate. So it's more than $30,000. Detroit. There you go. There were Bionicle comics, there were movies, there were video games. There is a video game in development at the moment. There's a fan game based on the original 6. There's a bit of footage of it. Let me bring this up real quick. Bionicle, The Quest for Mata Nui. I think this is the one. Fan-made open-world Bionicle game. Let's bring this up really quickly because this is some badass shit, dude. And then we'll talk about the Twitch dating shows thing. You're asexual, but if anything can get you in the mood, it's the sentence, can we talk about Bionicle lore for a bit? Dude, if this game actually releases, I'm totally playing it on stream. Are you kidding? Abso-fucking-lutely. Craney Creation presents. Looks fucking sick, mate.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room, madly in love with you. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us here in the Rogue Room. This is a banger. Look at this. Look at this. This is hype. This looks fucking great. This is a fan game. It's got like, it looks like it's got Souls-like combat. Like, this is fan made. I think I recall hearing something about them actually getting the permission from LEGO to do this. So this is a fan-made game that, as far as I recall, I may be wrong, it's a fan-made game that actually has the permission of LEGO to go ahead with it. Give you a goodbye. Oh, Zinky, are you heading off? Have a good one. Sorry. Fucking hype in chat. This looks fucking sick. It's got RPG mechanics. You get to talk to people. Multiplayer. It's a multiplayer Souls-like Bionicle open world RPG. Bruh. If this is fake, I will be so furious, I swear to God. Because, I mean, you could just do this as a CGI thing and make it look convincing. But this looks legit. PvP, hopefully. Well, judging by that little, Kapaka and Tahu clashing, I dare say there would be some PvP involved. Hey, Mona, how you doing? This is so cool. This trailer's from like April last year. As far as I know, there is a Discord for this, so you can keep up to date with updates on it. But sick as hell. No, they're like, this is legit. They're fully doing this. Even like if they just did more hype than RE8, I know. If this would have come out at the same time as Resident Evil 8, I know what I'm picking. Oh, dude. Keen. But yes, there is a Discord you can join. I think there was a subreddit maybe. And I just like, I want it. I want it so bad. Because, you know, it harkens back. You need a minute. it harkens back. It uses a StarCraft 2 engine? Dude, StarCraft 2 is versatile as fuck. There were actually a significant number of Bionicle games from like my childhood. I played the very first one they had, and which was like an in-browser game. You can still play it today. Honestly, I've been tempted to play it on stream. It was kind of like an adventure RPG, like an adventure game, like say Grim Fandango kind of a situation, right? You clicked on the map and your Bionicle would move over there, and you would investigate like, what's this thing on the ground? Or you, and it was really simple, really basic, and it was super cool. That was the primary Bionicle game that I played, was the very, very first one that they did. And honestly, like if they were to... I think you can still play it. I think I bookmarked the link. Somebody has made it available as a... Is it in other bookmarks? Web Games, Biomedia Project. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on a sec, let me just open it up here. There is actually, yes, you can go to this website, and the Mata Nui online game, I believe, was the first one that I played. And you can download it, and you can play like any of these. Broken? There you go. Yeah, will be free to play and no money will be charged. Oh yeah. Because I think they're not allowed to make income off it, but they have been given they've been given Lego's blessing. If I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong. If someone can find some news on that, let me know. And yeah, the only reason I know Grim Fandango exists is honestly because, I mean, I've known of the game, but I've never played it myself. But I have seen Forget Mike play it. Shout out Forget Mike, who is not streaming at the moment, so I might as well not shout him out. I don't think he's streaming at the moment. He's taking a break. But anyway, only Bionicles game you played was the DS game, really fun. I'm just like, I think just the aesthetic of Bionicles is just, it just speaks to me in some way. Have I ever played Commandos? No, I have not. There's something about Bionicles that speaks to me. And quite frankly, I'm getting rid of some of these fuckers. If I get my Bionicles, they're going on this shelf so you can see them. How much are they? I'm sure I could find a listing on eBay. Let me just find it really quick. Hello again, Pepperoni. How's it going? What's a Bionicle? What the hell is this? Hang on. Let me see if I can find him. Here we go. Okay, the original. GBP 104.49. There you go. I don't know if you could see any of my personal details on this. I just flashed up for a second. But you can get the original 6. People sell them. They don't go for too much. So I could reasonably afford this if I get my Twitch payout, which I haven't received yet. I don't know why I haven't received it yet. Twitch, I need my money. Not to buy Bionicles, I need to pay back my rent. But anyway, Bionicles like Lego on steroids. Yeah, Bionicles, these. They were a Lego Technic. Well, not Lego Technic. Were they Lego Technic, technically speaking? But these are Bionicles, right? Just these cool little heroic... it is a few dollary dues, but honestly, like, it's cheaper than I would have expected is the thing. You know, a couple $100 for the original 6 Bionicles, I'd pay that because, you know, honestly, probably in conversion, they'd probably end up about that much to get the original 6 to begin with. But anyways, this is Bionicle. There's been a number of them over the years, but honestly, these 6 here, the original 6, are the ones that stick out in my heart. Honestly, these ones are the ones that I want. Because I had them, and over the years I've lost them. I could send you yours for 50. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that. And they're just like... just awesome. Just like aesthetically awesome. They've done some different ones over the years, and I'm not as big a fan. Like, these are made out of usual Lego pieces. That's interesting. I haven't seen those ones before. Weird. At any rate, they're fucking cool. Hello, Dark Moon. How you doing? We're talking Bionicle. We're supposed to be talking about Twitch dating shows, but we're talking Bionicle. We just like... Let me change the title really quick. Huge Mega Bloks vibes. Hey, don't insult Bionicle by comparing it to Mega Bloks. I get a follow. Thank you, Dark Moon. I am a woman of culture. Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
And welcome to the Rogue Room, Dark Moon. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. May I mention, as a woman of culture, are you a fellow blade of the Dark Moon? Yeah, I do have shit tits. They're barely there. How's it going, Jeff? As someone who is a servant to our great Gwendolyn, I will... Actually, on that subject, this is kind of relevant. I just set up a little command so you can learn a little bit about me. And I explicitly mention that I am an absolute expert on all things Dark Souls. This is The Witcher, yes. 4 AM, when you can't sleep, you go on Twitch. I mean, that's probably a good idea. Or a bad idea. I mean, keep you up longer. What's up, Jacinta? How's it hanging? Do I need a boot? Actually, funnily enough, Jacinta and I were talking about Ace and Arrow relation, or like lack of relationships. Yes, I'm streaming again, dog training. How's it going? We were talking about like relationship stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty well a Souls fan. If you look at that shelf over there, you might get the basic gist of it. I do quite like the Souls series. I can fix my camera up here. And I've done a ton of Souls content on stream, and I wouldn't mind revisiting it soon. I love Bloodborne, honestly. It's probably my favorite aesthetically. Although Dark Souls 3 has some nice aesthetic choices to it as well. Although too many churches in Dark Souls 3, I'll say that much. Why are there so many churches in Dark Souls 3? Put a Floyd Rose on my Ashton Electric? Why? What would my favorite... Oh yeah, I'd probably say Bloodborne would be my favorite. But Dark Souls 1 has a particular... a particular nostalgia to it for me. Because it was the first one I played and finished. So I really, really particularly like the first game. And I can replay it over and over and over again. And never get bored of it. It's so fucking good. I mean, honestly, you know, we could consider doing a bit of a quick chat about... Where's Demon's Souls? The unfortunate problem is I have not had... The thing is, I've got a copy of Demon's Souls up there. PS3. But I haven't had a PS3 that can run games. I actually got one off a friend. Because my old PS3 broke a while back. And before I had the chance to fully play through it. And I do have another PS3 sitting there in my wardrobe that I've been considering strongly setting that up and playing Demon's Souls. Do I still have the PS1? I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Hello, Dunno. How you doing? And yeah, the remake of Demon's Souls looks fucking awesome. I wish I could afford a PS5. I mean, I wish there were PS5 stock anywhere that wasn't getting scalped, honestly. So that I could get Demon's Souls. And yeah, honestly, if this Bionicle game, for goodness sake, were to come to PS5, give me Bionicle, like Souls-like open world RPG Bionicle, multiplayer. From what you've seen, LEGO is cool with the game. Yeah, they're cool with it, but I think they can't make money off it. Hello, Korok. How you doing? DS3 has the best combat and bosses. I agree, Vinny. I agree. First game does have the best level design. Dark Souls 1 has the best in terms of level design because it's very Metroidvania. It loops back around on itself to a point. Like, you get to a point later on in the game. Thank you, Fox, for the hydration. You get to a point later on in Dark Souls where it starts to branch off and everything is its own areas. But the early game, everything's interlinked. So, like, up to ONS, for example, up to the midpoint of the game, there's a lot of that Metroidvania level design, which is fantastic. And I wish they had kept that throughout the rest of the game. But what are the pros of Dark Souls 3? Honestly, Zeruzxi009, I hope I did that correctly. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Dark Souls 3, in my personal opinion, the combat is faster. There's a little bit more variety with the weapon choices. But, I mean, the bosses are okay. They're not bad. But I think I do agree Bloodborne probably does have the best bosses, but there are not as many of them. And Bloodborne has got probably the best DLC bosses out of any of the games. But Dark Souls 1... I think Dark Souls 1 initially nailed that feeling of that tough but fair gameplay. Dark Souls 2 threw it out the window. Bloodborne brought it back. Dark Souls 3 brought it back. Sekiro, oh my god. Sekiro is amazing. But it's on another level. Like, Sekiro is a completely different experience to anything that Souls or Bloodborne did. I haven't played Demon's Souls. I do have autism, yes. We actually did a pretty hefty talk on autism. Autism Speaks, Sia's movie Music last night. Like, we tore into that shit. Not exactly romantic for Valentine's Day. Let's take a fat shit on Sia and her stupid movie. You hate autism. How you doing? Controversy can wake you up with your coffee. Good, good. I hope I can be as controversial as humanly possible and piss off conservatives on YouTube. See ya, more like see ya. But yeah, Orphan of Kos was a phenomenal boss fight. Honestly, I feel like in terms of Dark Souls... hang on, Vinny. Let's go back to what you said for a second. Between scalpers and higher tariffs, it's a bad situation for anything tech. Was just looking at prices on 3080s on eBay for shits and giggles, and they get for $2,000 fucking dollars for a $700 card. I know, it's ridiculous. Next question. See ya. Yeah, I understand that, Dark Moon. I understand completely. I have been bullied my entire life for things that relate to my autism that have, you know, it's not my fault that I have autism, but it has definitely led to me feeling like I'm an outlier because of it. That's a very, very difficult thing. Just know that you are welcomed here. You are loved here. So yeah, I wouldn't say I hate having autism. I love my autism. I love the fact that I am neurodivergent. It's a core part of me and I adore it. But yeah, like, coming back to Souls for a minute, the DLCs. Now we're talking about Souls. We briefly touched on Bionicle, now we're talking about Soulsborne. Dark Souls and DLC, generally speaking, the bosses in the DLCs are always better than the bosses in the base game. Which is why I'm kind of upset that we never got a Sekiro DLC, because I feel like if they did a Sekiro DLC, and the reason they didn't, as far as I recall, Hidetaka Miyazaki did specifically mention they didn't have a good time with Activision. For those who don't know, Sekiro was published by Activision, and Miyazaki was just like, we're not doing that again. It was shit. But yeah, one of the major issues... I just realized something. Let me just reload my dashboard for a second, because my stream says it's offline on my dashboard. There we go. I don't know why it was showing me that. Anyway. What was I going to say? The DLC bosses, you've got Artorias, you've got Calamite, you've got Manus of the Abyss, you've got even the Ancient Guardian in the first DLC for Dark Souls, for Dark Souls 1, the first DLC they did for a Dark Souls game. All amazing boss fights, very innovative. They challenged the way you thought about boss fights, and if you'd finished the base game of Dark Souls and you went into the DLC, you should have expected a challenge, because they upped the ante significantly. Dark Souls 2, I can't really speak to all that much because I finished the base game of Dark Souls 2, did the DLCs, and did the Platinum Trophy, and I was done with it. I didn't have a very happy time with Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3, you've got Ashes of Ariandel. The fight with Sister Frieda is amazing, and the fight with the Gravetender and Great Wolf, very innovative. Was that the only two bosses in that DLC, or was there a third one? There is like there is something that's not a boss fight, but kind of is a boss fight. You've got an invasion in that DLC, which takes place in kind of a boss fight arena. I think it's actually supposed to be, Crossbreed Priscilla's arena in Dark Souls 1 gets turned into an invasion arena in Ashes of Ariandel. And that was a very good invasion fight, very good boss fight style invasion fight. And then you go into the Ringed City DLC for Dark Souls 3, and you've got, for example, let me see here, you've got there's Slave Knight Gale was phenomenal, absolutely amazing. Hey Commander Skittles, how's it going? Sorry, like you don't have to say sorry, Broken. FPS is first person shooter. I don't like it. I don't like first person shooters unless they're fucking Doom. It's your birthday. Well, happy birthday. Can I give you some claps? Happy birthday. That's some good stuff. Let me think. Slave Knight Gale was really good. Again, a very original boss fight, multi-phased. Very, very unique between the phases. The dragon, whose name escapes me. Fucking asshole of a boss fight, but really good. There's the boss fight where Gale Midir, Demon Prince, was really good. That was another really sort of original boss fight. And then there was the boss fight where somebody can invade as the boss, which was really cool mechanically, which has been done before in the Soul series. It was done in Demon Souls, but bringing it back in Dark Souls 3, Half-Light, that's it. That was really cool. Let me think. What else? Bloodborne. Bloodborne, phenomenal. There's only one boss in the Bloodborne DLC, which I would say is a letdown, which is my sister. The Living Failures. I'm a horrible person. But Lady Maria, awesome boss fight. Such an aesthetic wonder. One day I'm going to have to play through Bloodborne again, get to Lady Maria so I can show you the Lady Maria fight, because it's so fucking good. It takes place in a clock tower. She uses blood magic and like a samurai sword kind of dealio. It's badass as all fuck. Then you've got Orphan of Kos, which is just one of the hardest fights I've had in a Souls game.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Shoot. Okay, no, we're not. I'm not saying that one. You're a cunt. Anyway, you're not welcome in the Rogue Room. Fuck off. Anyway, Orphan of Kos. Really, really difficult boss fight. Tremendous. And then there was Ludwig. Awesome boss fight. Awesome arena. Fucking sick. Like, if you've not seen, can I spoil Ludwig boss arena is grim as fuck. Is there a good photo of it? Ludwig the Accursed. His boss arena is drenched in blood. There's no good pictures of it. I can't find a good picture of his boss arena. Here's a screenshot. Oh my god, fuck off. Show me the boss arena. Here we go. I can't. It's not really a good picture because it's small, but it's like it's drenched in blood. Ludwig is fucking grim. There's corpses all around the room. It's an absolute body horror experience. It's so good. Bloodborne is really awesome for that aesthetic. It's that gothic horror that sets it apart from any of the other games. Like, Dark Souls is a dark fantasy series, primarily. Sometimes could I move my webcam? What do you mean move my webcam? Like, I could do this one. Like, you can see more of my face here, but then I'm in a low frame rate. Dying dude in the cutscene of Ludwig will laugh if he lives after you kill Ludwig. How do you keep him alive? This is a good one, but it doesn't have the colors that this one does. This one pops a bit more. I don't have a porn stash. I have a collection of board games up there. Mostly luck. Okay. What's your fucking language, guys? Holy shit. We just drop aesthetic like crazy in this stream, don't we? It's just everything's aesthetic. This wallpaper is aesthetic as fuck. Bloodborne is aesthetic. This is a Christian stream, so watch your fucking language or you'll go to hell. No fucking swearing cunts. Easy with hitless routing. Basically, you stagger lock him. Oh, okay, I see. Shut your fuck hole. What is this nightmare we have stumbled into? Hold on just a moment. There we go. Also, just cause. Anywho, Dark Souls. I mean, Dark Souls 2 is not a bad game. Don't get me wrong. I meme that Dark Souls is a bad game, but I honestly, like, the reason I will do that, the reason I will meme that it's a bad game, is because, quite frankly, I had some negative experiences with it personally. There was a point where I had to grind to get certain Covenant items, and it was just a chore. It was a slog. It was not fun to get those trophies. Answer this question, I'll follow you. Okay. Sure. Why not? Yeah, DS2, honestly, the issue that DS2 has is that they tried to shift too much around. They should have taken the Dark Souls 1 formula and expanded upon it, and they did in some ways, but the issue with Dark Souls 2 is that they changed too much mechanically. This is an alternative universe Christian stream, LGBTQIA+ only. How many times can you subtract 10 from 100 once? How many numbers are there between 0 and 1? You gonna dance real quick? Sounds good. We will get into the Twitch dating thing, I promise.
Welcome to the Rogue
There you go,
Room.
Dragon Maker. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. We will talk about the Twitch's dating thing in a moment. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is like, it is the weakest, but it's, being compared to the first, and then Dark Souls 3 went back to formula, which was good. And Bloodborne, of course, used the Dark Souls formula and sped it up significantly and changed a few things in a way that didn't feel like it broke the formula. But Dark Souls 2 has a lot of issues with its mechanics. You're gay, you don't do math. In IT, 0 counts as a number, it does. DS2 you can't do casually, like eventually you go back to your sorcery or the hitless run on it, but after you get the run you'll likely never play it again. Dark Souls 2 is hard for me. I want to like it because it has a lot of good ideas, but I just can't get behind the way the movement feels, the fact that I need to upgrade a stat to have a good dodge, the fact that there's a lot of times when I'll get hit by an enemy that feels really cheap, like the animations don't sync up very well. I'll be clearly out, like this comes back to the dodge being tied to a stat mechanic. No, Twitch is not doing a dating service. It is more tedious. It's a lot more tedious, and there's too much game. I know that sounds weird to say, but honestly, Dark Souls 2 has this problem of there's too much of it. There's something like 45 bosses after you've gotten all the DLC, and the levels are really, really long and drawn out, and there's not many shortcuts, and there's a lot of enemies that just get in your way and you can't avoid them. Like, you know, one of the key facets of Dark Souls, I think, is the fact that you begin to learn the environment enough that you can eventually, on your run to the boss, can avoid most of the enemies on the way there. You know, you'll eventually be able to get to the boss reasonably quickly, but Dark Souls 2 has that problem. I mean, there are a few shortcuts in it. Can we not rip on DS2? I'm pointing out flaws. Don't get me wrong, the other games have flaws too, definitely. One of the things that I didn't like about Dark Souls 3 was the fact that they didn't bring back power stancing, which was a really good idea that I liked from DS2. Instead, what we got was dual-wield weapons, which are not a bad idea, but, you know, there's only like one dual-wield greatsword thing in Dark Souls 3, and you have to get the DLC to get it, for example. So that's a flaw. The Dark Souls 3 lost on a few things. Dark Souls 1, some of the major flaws is like the latter half of the game. Seems like it very much like they got either lazy or they had to expedite the process of the latter half of the game because there's a lot of things that feel unfinished about it. I don't like the way the upgrade system goes to 15. I know that's a nitpick, but it's like you go 1 to 5, then 6 to 10, and then 11 to 15, and I would have much preferred if it was 1 to 10 like it is in Dark Souls 3. You know, you go to level 3, then go to level 6, then go to level 9, then go to 10. Perseverance in DS3, other than that, poise is basically non-existent. True, that's another thing. Like Dark Souls 1 had... Dark Souls 1 had a really good poise system, but latter games removed it. Had to skull for doobie, radio. Put a picture and video on your assorted media. Sounds good. I'm probably not going to look at stuff in the Discord while I'm on stream, honestly. You're just studying. You'll stop in a bit and we can chat better. Sounds good. Okay, so yeah, I think all of the Souls games, honestly, like, I prize the Souls games over many other games that I've got. I mean, no game is without its flaws, honestly. And I think it's worth it to have the discussion around, you know, if a game has these flaws or those flaws or whatever. Just know that I adore all of them, honestly. I adore all of the... I adore Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. Honestly, I like Dark Souls 2 enough that I have multiple copies of it. I've played it on, I think, Xbox 360 or PS3, PS4, PC. Did I play it on PC? I've got it on PC, I think. Do I have it on Steam? I'm sure I do. Yes, I do. I've actually got it installed. There you go. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin is installed. I think I did try to stream it recently, but I didn't have a very good time of it. Excuse me. Never played anything that comes close to the experience of Dark Souls 1 first playthrough. Yeah, true. That's honestly what really got me into Dark Souls as a thing, is the first game's first experience is impeccable. You have to experience Dark Souls 1 for the first time by yourself. It's crucial. It's such a huge part of the experience, honestly. Bedtime dog training, have a good one. Thank you so kindly for being here. Picture of your smashed car bumper and a video of the huntsman above your head in your room. It was legit lightning in a bottle, it was. If another, and this is the problem now, is that Souls has established such a genre that, and I was thinking about this recently, right? Not that Monster Hunter is hugely original, but by the same token, honestly, Monster Hunter World is this game where, let me just get my head around it for a second. It's like, Monster Hunter World, mechanically, is such a unique game compared to everything else I played. Even considering that Souls kicked off its entire own genre, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what it is about Monster Hunter World that feels so particularly unique, but it's that same kind of thing that Souls did when it first came out, where there wasn't, aside from Demon Souls, there wasn't really anything like Dark Souls out there. At least it didn't feel like it. There was something particular about the way Dark Souls did everything that, you know, flowed together so well. But anywho. Makes the TikTok kiss your crush trend. That sounds creepy as all hell. Just sad because DS can only repeat the same tricks before everyone's aware of what it does. Same thing to something like Undertale. Now everyone knows if it's pacifist run. Yeah, true. I haven't played Undertale myself. I don't really have any intention to. But yeah, like that's the thing with all games really. Is like, I find myself wanting to play more Ghost of Tsushima, but I've played so many of that formula of game that I know exactly how everything's going to play out. I know in terms of its story, it's probably going to do this, that, and the other. I know in terms of its mechanics, it's going to be doing this and this and this. And that's unfortunate. You know, that's the unfortunate cynicism of having been a gamer since I was like, honestly, 4. My first video game was either Prince of Persia, Tower Toppler, or Cosmos Cosmic Adventure. Hard to tell which I played back on MS-DOS when I was a very, very young kid. I'm going to try to get some sleep, Dark Moon. Have a good one. Tigers Deer. Oh, yeah, I read that bit. So, yeah, that is one of the problems. Anyway. Hello, Samurai Mask. How you doing? My throat is really dry. I'm going to give myself a hydrate here really quickly. There we go. If you had to interview an animal and then become one, that's a really unusual question. I'd interview a spider and then become a spider, because spiders are fucking cool. Wolfenstein 3D was one of the earlier games I played. I quite liked that. Brendick had to change his name in a game because he was called Digby. Yeah, of course he was. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not at all shocked? As if we didn't know that would be my answer. Yeah, I've got like, what, 1, 2, 3 spiders at the very least. I like spiders. I need more spider iconography in my bedroom, honestly. Because I like creepy crawlies. By the way, like if you want me to buy more spider stuff for my room, what you should do is hit that sub button and help me get to my very reasonable subscriber goal of 125. We're only 6 subs away, folks. And then I can buy like a new spider plush or something. Why does it feel like this camera is not quite anchored correctly? You know what I need? You know what would be sick? You know what would be badass? Hold on a second. Hold on. Here's something interesting. Fuck off. This shit. That would be sick. This shit. If I got a spiderweb rug and put it on my floor. That'd be awesome. honestly, like I was gonna talk about the Twitch dating thing. It has swag and is dope and shit. Thank you, Daniel. I was actually thinking of continuing Little Nightmares 1 because I haven't finished it yet. I gotta finish the first one. And then, honestly, I've been seeing people playing Little Nightmares 2, and if I like the first one enough, yes, I will grab it. You definitely smoke a fat bowl in that mofoing room. I haven't smoked anything ever, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Curtains with spiders and webs in the corner. Look at my... And on the subject of curtains, look at my fairy lights, dude. They're fucking dying again. Little pussy fairy light bitches. Jesus Christ. Okay. I want to have a discussion about this thing. Snello. Haley Snaily, how you doing? I'm also... I mentioned recently that I wanted to go get my eyes tested on Friday, which I've still got my booking for it. But my vision has gone back to normal. I can read now. The hell is wrong with my body? Oh my goodness. An anonymous gifter giving Hecklin a 12-month sub. Holy Hecklin. That's amazing. Thank you, anonymous gifter. Swing on by the sub lounge. Link to stream to your bestie since we're talking souls. It's true. It's true. We can keep going souls. We can keep talking souls. I did, like, this is the thing. It's like I wanted to talk about this creepy ass Twitch dating thing, but we'll come back around to that. But here's the thing, it's like I can't stream all night, much as I'd like to. But I was also honestly strongly contemplating playing a little bit of Little Nightmares. We'll stick in the sub lounge. Hecklin, welcome to the sub lounge. Where you belong. Thank you, anonymous gifter, you fucking legend. You've got us up to 120, which hasn't updated yet. I'm doing well. Don't know if he'll pop in. He's AFK right now. Well, I'm always happy to talk souls, honestly. Hello, Bernard. Hello. Look at you. Thank you, Ren. And on the subject, can I give Ren a shout out? Because I'm going to be appearing on their stream. If I can type, that would be very nice. Because I'm going to be appearing on their stream on my Wednesday at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I'm trying to find the knot in this thing because it's not... There we go. My headscarf wasn't on properly. Oh god, I've made it worse. Ah! I probably won't be able to get it back on now. Aussie Wednesday. I have my own Wednesday, yeah. I had to go to the births, deaths, and marriages office to get my own Wednesday. But yeah, I do have my own Wednesday. It's very, very cool. It's super cool. If you don't have your own Wednesdays, you should definitely look into ordering those. You can get them online as well. Tuesdays and such, I'm not quite sure about. They only had Wednesdays available for me. Aussie's in a time paradox. In a time paradox. 5 more. Yet. 125, a very reasonable sub goal, and then I'm going to set it to a very unreasonable sub goal, honestly. I'm going to set it to like 250 or some shit. I'm going to really like just go fuck it. You know, let's go insane. Let's try to get 250 subs. Let's fucking go. Anyway. Time is it right now? It's 9:52. You guys see people that stream on dating apps. They stream on dating apps? Oh yeah, there's Ren's tweet regarding our little group chat we're going to be having about a number of things, I imagine. There we go. I fixed my headscarf, I think. Unreasonable sub goal, 5,000. I did have it set. So what's this creepy dating thing? Let's talk about... Creepy Twitch dating show. Alright, let's update this. Hit the stream marker so we can get this out there. Okay. There was something that recently came up. We'll start with Zach Busey's tweet. Hello, Catalina Gearbox. How you doing? We'll start with Zach Busey's tweet. I'm not sure who's running Twitch's Eligible, but they're doing an excellent job at coming off as very creepy with how they are pitching the show. Concept is what it is, but the fact that it's being shot in the middle of nowhere due to the cost is weird, and the economics of a 6-hour show don't make sense to me. So, what the situation is. I received an email in my Rogue Bitch email account, which is technically speaking a business email. Like, you know, don't contact that email address unless you are someone trying to offer me an actual legitimate thing, a legitimate business partnership of some kind, a sponsorship, anything, or maybe a promotional scenario. I've had a couple of things come through, and I received this email. It's like, is this the Is this the official email for the Rogue Bitch Twitch channel? I'm just like, yes, it is. You're in the right place. How can I help you? They never got back to me, by the way. But they did get back to some other people. Let me just actually double check if I did receive a follow-up email, because I don't think I did. But a lot of people did receive a follow-up email, and it was talking about a dating show. Yeah, I haven't received a follow-up, but what I got, is this the right email for business inquiries related to the Rogue Bitch Twitch channel? Thank you, Matt Fox. That name's important. Okay, so we got Matt Fox, right? But a few people did actually get a response from them, and they were talking about a dating show that would be taking them away to some location in the US somewhere, so that's already ruling me out. And when did I reply to them? Sometime today, I forget exactly when. And it's a Bachelor-themed dating show, but for Twitch streamers. The red flags are everywhere, and here is what Third Artifact has noticed. First off, 2 streamers are currently listed as bachelors, Banana Slam Jammer and Wings of Death X. So here's what we got here. We got this guy, and we got this guy. However, neither of them have made a tweet about being on the show. Their bios on the official site... The bios on their official site show their average view count, which brings me to the next red flag. Oh, I'll get to that, Ren, don't worry. So average Twitch viewers, 2.6k. Average Twitch viewers, 950. The show is looking for women who are wanting to grow their audience. They are using streamers with thousands of viewers to lure in women with small audiences in the hopes this show will be their breakout moment. Predatory. We have talked time and time again about how messed up it is when men use their power in the industry to try and influence women and make them think it's the only way they will be more successful. They are preying on women who may not know better, women who may not have heard about the SA allegations this past summer. For those of you who don't know, the Twitch Me Too movement, a bunch of bigger streamers were actually outright banned from the platform due to sexual assault allegations, like mountains of them. Now let's talk about the mansion. The show is advertising that there's a mansion. Lady Raincloud, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. For a 6-hour show. This is what they've advertised. They've said it's a 6-hour show that's going to happen like once. This is the really strange, unusual thing. 6 hours. Like one 6-hour stream. How are you going to do a dating show in 6 hours? It's taking place in a billionaire's palace in the Appalachian Mountains because nothing says red flag like an isolated location that may be difficult to get help in case of an emergency. Can we get some yikes in the chat? But who is paying for this? According to the site, Matthew is paying for everything. Matthew Pelletier, executive producer of LinkedIn, is a serial entrepreneur, digital marketer, and the co-founder of CourseDuck.com. He has more than 10 years of experience creating, running, and selling successful online businesses. In his formative years, Matt was one of the original employees of Atlantic Training, and his work as its first ever marketing director was instrumental in transforming that business from a small startup to a 7-figure company. While Matt knows how to get shit done. Beg pardon. He also knows how to have fun. He's a former avid League of Legends player, peaked at Diamond 4 way back in Season 4, who the fuck cares? And he's excited to be the host of Twitch's hottest new reality show. With such a professional getting shit done, it makes you wonder. His LinkedIn account with 14 connections states he has been working on this since November of 2020. How does this tweet even exist? Now, this has been deleted. So I can't even go back and look at what this tweet was. No professionally run show would ask how to not be creepy, so we can just infer from that. Both X Hazard and Dr. Nivea are supposedly part of the production, but neither have made tweets about the show either. So if we come back to this, these two guys have not tweeted at all about the show. They've not made any comments whatsoever. Dead Outcast Wife is a part, but it has no Twitter. For a show that is supposedly run by wealthy professionals, the Twitter account and emails streamers have told otherwise. And you know what I mean. It appears as those with small audiences being reached out to play both Bachelorette and Bachelor, which defeats the overall message of the show. What's the message? 9 girls with a small audience to be objectified for men with large audiences in hopes they'll get a piece of publicity. If you've received an email, please DM a screenshot so I can add it to the thread. I only received that initial email that just says, is this the official email of the Rogue Bitch Twitch channel? Would like to also link the professionalism of the account, which further discredits the show being anything but creepy and predatory. Enjoy this publicity, bud. I'd like to add this thread between Twitch's eligible and Zach Busey for further context. So let's go back to this. He's deleted the tweet. I wish Twitter, can we get a function where people just can't delete tweets? Magic, thanks for the hydration. But Zach Busey's has asked, how many people have you emailed so far? Explain the economics of the show. How will you break even if you're already concerned about cost? The middle of nowhere location. Why were you recruiting people on Craigslist? There is a... Not this one. Where is it? There's a Craigslist listing for Twitch's most eligible in Langley, Virginia. Why are you advertising on Craigslist for this? And whose money? Why does your website read like it was written by a first-year college student? We have this here. Twitch's most eligible. More info coming soon. Founded in 2020. Matt's Reality TV streams live reality programming on Twitch, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live. Was founded by digital marketing expert Matthew Pelletier. I think there's another website he's referring to, though. Come back to this. What benefits do people involved get? You allude to a check. How much? We are aware that a new production show such as ours will have trouble breaking out even on the first season. We're trying to go all out while still keeping costs low just like anyone else. Some of your other questions are answered on our FAQ. I've read your FAQ section. I can assure you none of the questions I've asked are answered there. This looks expensive. Who's paying for all this? It's 100% self-funded without outside investment by Matt's Reality TV LLC, which is owned by executive producer Matthew Pelletier. Obvious trap is obvious. Reckon this is human trafficking? Let's throw a poll up. I reckon everyone's going to say yes. There we go. Yeah, nah, maybe. You'd think someone involved in media might have an up-to-date LinkedIn if professionalism is a priority. What previous work has he done? What productions has he been a part of? What work in the media industry gives him the credentials for people to leave the comfort, safety of their home to fly to wherever for a startup operation dating show? You don't see how sketchy that is. In the middle of a pandemic, mind you. In this economy? In a pandemic? In a pandemic? The only thing I can find related to Matt's Reality TV is a YouTube video posted on Christmas that opens with "We're going to talk about sex." Fucking creepy. We're not going to watch that. And then the story continues. We'll get rid of this. So we got the live stream fail thing. We'll come back to Third Artifacts thread because it continues. Where were we? This is what the emails look like. Seems shady they would want to go to a small audience considering how much money is being invested in this. I work for a show called Twitch's Most Eligible, which is a dating show similar to ABC's The Bachelor. Our premiere episodes in March will have bachelors with 200,000 followers. Why is that important? Why is the follower count of your bachelors important? Because you're being predatory towards women with lower view counts. It's fucking weird. We are going to get to the twit longer, I promise you. There's even more of this. However, we're planning an episode in April for a bachelor with a smaller audience, and I think you'd make an excellent fit. Would you be interested in looking and in being on the show? It looks fake, doesn't it? It looks fake as fuck. Brittany Good. Also, the Twitter account was made over 5 years ago. Anyway, to see what the account was previously named. Because that's how we find out who is behind it all. Seems unprofessional to recycle and only account for being a big news show. Everyone reckons it's human trafficking, because of course it is. This gets so much worse. Dude, we're in the prologue. How unprofessionally they scribbled out the email and phone number on this business card. They say in emails there are 200k followers, but the Twitch account has 436, which is most eligible. Matthew Pelletier. Yeah, like, why did they scribble those out? Why did they scribble? Why? Why? This is an official thing from them. This is on their Twitter account. Why? Anywho's. Zach found the address for the mansion and it's in Kentucky. This shit is fake. Don't let your friends apply or give their personal information out. Let's talk about the Billionaire's Palace in the Appalachian Mountains, located at 169 Three Oaks Lane in Langley, Kentucky. Oh, Kentucky, not Virginia. I've reached out to the realtor to find out if it's rentable. This is allegedly the Billionaire's Palace, right? They could have just stolen these images from whichever site that you would... I think it's an Airbnb. As the Tildays points out, it is posted on Airbnb, however it's not currently booked for March 9 to 11 as was originally suggested for the Season 1 promotion. You can see here, $800 a night, Banana Slam and Jammer. I don't know why that's posted there. I feel like this is a legitimate attempt at I feel like this was a legitimate attempt at doing something unique on Twitch, but Matt Fox Pelletier has put zero thought into it. He doesn't understand safety, security, communications, marketing, or reputation, so a final note, do not give them any of your personal info. Streamers are generally pretty smart, and I'm sure the majority who received the sketchy email immediately felt like something was off. Honestly, I thought it might have been a sponsorship opportunity. Like when someone emails me and they're just like, is this the official email or the Rogue Bitch Twitch account? I thought, this could be somebody reaching out to do some actual business. And I'm so disappointed that it turns out to be a fucking whatever this creepy shit is. And the thing is, they just mass emailed a ton of streamers. They didn't put any thought into this whatsoever. They didn't consider like actual eligible people or anything like that. They just threw emails out. Okay, let's continue. A little bit more. Matt's Reality TV had a few clips, now deleted, but some people have saved them, of a single stream, 2 months. The stream seems to have been chatting to women about sex. Gee, that's not sus at all. Call a mansion a palace is even more worrisome, yeah. This is, gross. This is gross. Their website is now in maintenance mode, which means which either means they are in the process of pulling it or deleting it, or they ran out of bandwidth. Also seems they are deleting some tweets. Small update, while they advertised Wings of Death X as a possible participant, he's corrected the record to say I told them no because of COVID. I didn't think running this during a worldwide pandemic was the move. I had no intention of participating. Final update, they've decided to end the production of the alleged show. Personally, I'll continue to keep my eyes on this group and others in this space. Stay safe, streamer community. Okay, so, the Twitlonger. Shall we do the Twitlonger? A letter from executive producer Matthew Pelletier. Dear Twitch community, this letter is being written in response to the recent controversy around Twitch's most eligible's use of 2 fake email accounts, emails delivered from these accounts, and concerns about the safety and security of the contestants appearing on our show. It was never my intention to mislead or deceive anyone. The concept of doing an IRL version of Love or Host sounded like a fun project for anyone who's out of the loop on what Love or Host is. It's run by The Austin Show, a very, very big streamer on Twitch. And it's literally just a dating show. Have a bunch of girls on to talk to a guy. Generally, I think, as far as I know, it's usually a bunch of girls on to talk to a guy. Yeah, comedy dating show. And the girls get voted off as the show goes on, and eventually there's one left. And the goal at the end is like the girl gets to choose either they get hosted or they choose love, and I guess they do something. I don't know. It's a dumb fun thing. Yeah, it's silly, but being like, let's come back to my face in the shot because I'm pretty. It's more of a it's a dumb fun thing. They all know each other already, and it's not serious because they're all just sitting there on Discord calls. Consent was given from the beginning, exactly. Like it's not a creepy thing. Everyone's involved. Everyone knows what's going on. I dare say it's probably a little bit scripted at the very least. But yeah, is that any of your business, Madish? Anyway, it was never my intention to mislead. Oh yeah, I Love a Host was a fun project, and starting of January 2021 of this year, I assembled a team to work on it. All of the producers who have worked on this show and the rest of our staff are good, decent people. We wake up every day, sit down in our home offices, and are excited to make the best show that we can make. Who is Matt Fox? Matt Fox is an alias that I used years ago when I intended on keeping my real identity private. With Twitch's most eligible, it was never my intention to hide my name or affiliation with the show. My real name, Matthew Pelletier, is stamped all over our website and our marketing materials. Emails were sent out under the Matt Fox name because that email address is regularly used in sending a newsletter to its subscribers. The email account is warmed, and the emails won't go to the spam folder. In doing so, I foolishly failed to consider how this would permanently damage the credibility of the show. Michael Kuhlman, Eugenia Sue, Faith Curry, are they really producers? Ren Camo, thank you for the host, by the way. Ren, how you doing? I know you've been there. I'm gonna ask you again how you're doing, because I'm awkward and I don't know how to thank people for hosts. Anyway, yes, Michael Kuhlman, aka X Hazard, played as a sub for CLG, League of Legends team in 2012, and peaked at around 8k viewers back on owned.tv when that existed. Draco, thank you for the host as well. He's a childhood friend of mine. We met each other on his Lineage 2 private server more than a decade ago. Gonna get some more tea Radio Festa. Sounds good. Eugenia Sue is a doctor, pharmacist, and streamer, and you can check out her stream here, Dr. Nivea. I have known Eugenia Sue personally for more than a decade. We met playing League of Legends. Faith Curry was hired in January 2021 and occasionally streams with her husband. Oh my god, everyone's hosting. Thank you, Ty. How you doing? Students are away, so teachers will play. We're still going through this creepy streamer dating show, Draco. The Bachelor's on your website. Did they give you permission to add them? Yes, they did. We spoke to them about doing the show and got their permission to use their photos. After the controversy today regarding these fake email accounts, they have since asked for their names to be removed, which we did immediately. Did you get permission from Bachelor Wings of Death to add him to the website? Yes, you can see a screenshot of the Twitter conversation occurring between executive producer Michael Kuhlman and Wings of Death here. Wings has since requested that we remove him, which we did immediately. Here's screenshots. Congratulations, I hope everything goes smoothly. Not published yet, near the bottom of the page. Just landed Chespra 2. Why are you putting my shirtless Insta photos up? This just gets even creepier. Fucking Christ. Gotta give the people what they want. Dude, can we talk about consent? We are going to talk about consent like you don't. Dude, ask consent. Holy fuck. Can remove those if you want. Haha. That should never be a thing that you have to say to someone. Doing custom bios and stuff for everybody was just a quick mock-up. Go ahead and leave it up. There's another one. Nice, nice. There we go. Who is Brittany Good? Brittany at twitchesmosteligible.com. Fox, what's consent? This is an alias account operated by a staff member on our team who did not want her identity revealed. So that was the one that had the profile photo that looked like a weird kid, AI-generated face kind of situation. Why did you send out so many emails indiscriminately? This was very poorly executed. You fucking think? And I take full responsibility for our failings here. We are trying to hit a very tight deadline of March 9th, and we were not adequately scrutinizing each potential contact before emailing. Many emails went out that shouldn't have. Our process was rushed and sloppy. The Billionaire's Palace. Is it real? Why haven't you booked it? Yes, it's an Airbnb property located in Kentucky. We had negotiated pricing with the owner and discussed terms regarding signing a property release. Legal requirement when filming on someone else's property. We had not finalized dates with him as we were trying to make sure that we could finish casting in time prior to finalizing the agreement and placing a deposit on the property. Yeah, conversations on Twitter. You're going to have conversations on Twitter about what's supposed to be a professional Twitch dating show. Very professionalism. The safety and security of contestants. I completely understand why people are skeptical of the show's intentions given my mistakes in using these fake email accounts. If we're lying about names, what else are we lying about? Aliases are not cool when you're representing a company and I should have known better. We take your safety and security concerns very seriously. Even the appearance of impropriety is unacceptable. I have decided to stop the production of the show effective immediately while I discuss the next steps among my team. Sincerely, Matthew Pelletier, executive producer of Twitch is not at all eligible. Haha, LeMayo. Can we get some LeMayos in chat? At this very fucking creepy Twitch dating bullshit. Oh, this is a whole entire thing. Rufflemow. This speaks to so many issues around. Like, we could talk about consent. We could talk about coercion. We could talk about what's another thing we could add to this? There's just so much wrong with this on so many levels. First and foremost, it's a lot. It's yikes on a spike, indeed, Romeo. It's a lot of yike. Lol, oh my god, what the GDQ? Lol, oh my god, what Barber the Q? Thoughts on the whole thing? Unprofessional, creepy, legit sounds like a ploy for human trafficking. It really does. Like, honestly, this really does. Even if it's not. Even if it were completely legit, like, this is not the way at all you do this. This is absolutely not in any reasonable way, shape, or form that you do this kind of thing. This is absolutely fucking broken. Okay? If you had such an early deadline of March, then you should have been doing prep for this like March of last year. You should have started preparing this March of last year. You should have had everyone who was going to be involved in the production. You should have had a lot more than like, what, 4 people involved in the production? Plus the bachelors? Honestly, like, they needed to have a full team to ensure the security of the bachelors and the, whatever they're called, the people that they were creeping on, honestly. There needed to be like full consent teams. What else is there? Hey Mooka, how you doing? We're talking about this creepy Twitch dating show thing that has, fortunately, been shit-canned. Thank fuck. So for those of you who are just tuning in or have just come back, there were recently a ton of emails sent out to a bunch of streamers to... Oh, whoops, didn't mean to change scenes. There were a bunch of emails sent out to tons and tons of streamers, and it was allegedly for a dating show situation, which was going to take place at a billionaire's palace out somewhere in Kentucky. And they had a number of high-profile streamers with like thousands, or at the very least close to 1,000 average viewers. Reeks of coercion. Reeks of like, we've got these people who've got a fair amount of viewership. So by participating in this dating show on Twitch, thank you for the hydration, Amanda, by the way. It reeks of coercion. It reeks of potential human trafficking, but I won't go that far. Yeah, palace in Kentucky. Okie doke. I personally would not go that far as to say it's technically human trafficking. I think it's just they're very, very stupid people. Honestly, these are very, very dumb people who had no idea what they were getting in for. I think they had a potentially good idea, or at least that's what they're going to tell us. And they just did not consider the implications of this. Now, the very fortunate situation is that they have reneged on the show. They've cancelled it. They've pushed it back. Whatever it is they're going to do. And quite frankly, if you're going to do a dating show kind of thing on Twitch, just Love or Host already exists. Like, we don't need more of this shit, dude. It's predatory as all fuck. If they're reaching out to smaller female streamers to try to get them on board with a dating show where, you know, The Bachelors have got many more viewers, that's explicitly predatory. And this happens all the time in any number of different situations. Sus as fuck, dude. It is. Really bad. Anyway, grooming, to an extent, I think. You know, if the streamers are all of age, of course, which you would hope they had considered that. There are streamers who are underage on this platform. And it's all cis straights, naturally. I mean, I did receive the email, but I didn't receive the follow-up email, so I guess that's a positive. But, you know, like, it comes around to this kind of thing. It feels like, in some ways, like sexual coercion. You know, you're going to have these gamer dudes who stream on Twitch to 2.6 thousand viewers or whatever. And the goal is like, oh, we can get you more viewers on Twitch if you give me a little, you know. Here's perk to Twitch dating. Yeah, it's creepy. It's weird. The situation is that a bunch of... Hi, Kitty, by the way. Welcome in. The situation is that, yeah, there were a bunch of emails sent out to so many different streamers. There was this alleged dating show that was still in production where they would take a number of streamers, women, out to a palace, a billionaire's palace in Kentucky, and I guess the goal would be, it was kind of like a The Bachelor situation, but on Twitch, live streamed on Twitch, and they would have a number of higher profile male streamers, and the women would have to be competing for the love of these male streamers. And it's explicitly trying to use, you know, the fact that they're higher profile. These girls are... The idea is, you know, if you want to get ahead on Twitch, you got to be a part of this dating show where you got these higher profile streamers. There's like a cover up to rape a woman. Yeah, this is where the human trafficking angle comes in. A lot of people seem to think that it could definitely be used in that regard. It's very, 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 very suspicious. Don't want to assume the sexuality of everyone involved, but you're sick and tired of dudes tossing around the I have X many followers. Does that make you aroused? Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's just how this Kentucky should be a red flag. Anyway, we've discussed this whole topic, pretty much. We've broken down everything. We've gotten to the end of it. I am going to put a stream marker in this. I'm going to save this for later, and we're going to make this a video. So if you missed it, this should be up tomorrow, fingers crossed. If you missed that. So I'm going to put up a few videos tomorrow, I think. Because I meant to put up some today, but instead just since I came over and we hung out and we just had fun times, just chilling and chatting and having coffee and stuff. So I didn't actually do any of the videos I was supposed to do today. At any rate, if you want to check out my YouTube channel tomorrow, the whole video
Welcome
should
to
be
the
up.
Rogue Room.
And Kitty Girl, thank you for joining us here in the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with it. If you're interested in catching the full stream, VOD should be up tomorrow, and the video should be up tomorrow on my main channel as well. Cackled so hard you nearly woke up your dog. Well, as far as I know, I mean, Zach Busey said he's going to keep an eye on the situation.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
And Moo Cow, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Yeah, Zach Busey said he's going to keep an eye on it, but it does seem like the show has been cancelled, the production has been shut down, and we don't know what's going on moving forward. Just overall, like, the idea of having a dating show on Twitch, where everyone's there in person doing this thing, in some billionaire's palace in Kentucky. So, the whole thing reeks of creepy. Really fucking creepy, honestly. Thank goodness Third Artifact and Zach Busey put together all those details so we could go through that. So big thanks to them. Thanks, folks. You're awesome for gathering all that information and just shutting this shit down, honestly. Because that's what we should be. That's what we should be thankful here. Is that, like, the backlash. And quite frankly, I think this wouldn't have happened if they hadn't massively fucked up and sent out all these emails to all these people. The backlash to this, leading to it being shut down, leading to the production being ended, is a good thing. We should be thankful for that. All of this during a pandemic. Can you imagine doing this kind of thing in a pandemic? Let me fix my hair up. I don't like the way my fringe is sitting at the moment. In this pandemic? In a pandemic? Yeah, at any rate. There we go. That's what we've got. Good stuff. Okay, so, do we move on? Shall we move on? If it was a fun game show style thing, but then the reality of the situation is like, why does it need to be in person at a billionaire's palace? And the thing is, you know, you could have done this thing with a number of, like, the production of this entire situation is woefully inadequate. Why did we not hear, was there an entire, why was there not an entire production staff? Why are we only hearing about, like, 4 or 5 people being involved in the production of this? You need way more people. You need way more security measures. Like, what's the safety and security measures around this show? Not to mention, yeah, pandemic. You know, and if you're on Twitch and you're going to do this thing on Twitch, why not just do it on Discord? Why not just do the love or host thing and just put your own spin on it? You don't need to book a billionaire's palace to do this kind of shit. Honestly, an interesting concept would be everybody get a green screen and you send out some, like, billionaire's palace green screen backgrounds and get them to act out as if they're in person with each other. Dude, I could set this show up better than they could. I am not going to rate someone based on a recommendation in my chat if I have no idea who they are, honestly. Sorry to be crass about that, but, like, I generally pick my own raid targets. Unless it's someone in my chat who I am very, very familiar with, who has a recommendation. If this Matt bloke had succeeded in making it, it wouldn't be the first time a serial killer has been involved in a dating show. True. The name is Ren Camo. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna raid this really cool trans girl streamer after I finish. Her name is Rogue Bitch. And she's fucking sick Aussie cunt. Actually, I was already considering, not ending now, obviously, duh. I was considering if, because we talked Dark Souls before. Lance McDonald is streaming some Dark Souls 2 tonight. He's got like 337 viewers though. It would feel kind of redundant. That's the thing that I hate about this whole thing. Is like, it would feel kind of redundant if I went and rated him. But we're not going to talk about that now. We're not going to do my rating now. But Lance McDonald is a fucking cool dude. If you like Souls content, follow Lance McDonald. Fucking legend. Honestly, fucking legend. Radio Zinky, have a good look. Speaking of sick, did I get my chest pains checked? Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to have to book the appointment tomorrow. I woke up super, super late. And then my friend came over after the gym. I'll do it tomorrow, I promise. I promise. Lance is fantastic. How you doing, No Word Count? What's going on? How's it hanging? So, we've covered the whole Twitch dating show thing. No, actually, the pain has been quite subdued today, which is good. I woke up with a bit of chest pain, but like I've said, it's been coming and going. So, I will get into the doctors as soon as possible, I promise. If I need to, I'll go to the hospital. Because I have, honestly, I have had it be bad enough where I've thought to myself, maybe I should go to the hospital, not just the doctors. But then it's weaned off a bit, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll call up the doctors tomorrow and try to get in tomorrow. Rogue Dyke 69, fellow Rogue, how you doing? My chat is in the videos. It is. Say hello, chat. I mean, this is probably not going to be a video because we're just sort of rambling in the aftermath of the. Pansexual, don't give a fuck what your gender is. Care about the person on the inside. That's fair. I personally am like I had this discussion with Jacinta today, where it's like I am sexually attracted to women, but I am not. I'm not at all sexually invested right now. And thank you for the hydration, Ren. And I'm not at all interested in relationships right now either. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't rest on chest pain. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. A bit of philosophy and get flipped off. There you go, Magic. Alright, let's do a bit of philosophy. We'll do a quick bit of philosophy. Women, yeah, honestly, Jacinta, you have a good point. Women just aesthetically nice to look at. Anyway, let's do a bit of philosophy. How are you feeling? What era are you feeling? I just think they're neat. Women are nice to look at. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I followed a lot of bodybuilder dudes on Instagram, and they're nice to look at as well. But more from a more from the perspective of like back then I was using them as an inspiration. I do still have an appreciation for men who go to the extreme of getting really fucking tank. But we can't deny it's not a healthy lifestyle to live. But the aesthetics of a man at peak physical form in terms of muscularity and stuff. But I'm, yeah, sexually not interested. Getting ripped. I think everyone can understand that person is cute, handsome, prancing. How are we feeling? Should I just pick? I'll just pick. Anyone before the year 2000. Something cool and interesting. How about The Banality of Evil, Hannah Arendt. 165. Talk about Hannah Arendt. Okay. In context, her branch was ethics, approach existentialism. Before, circa 350, St. Augustine of Hippo writes that evil is not a force, but comes from a lack of goodness. In the 1200s, Thomas Aquinas writes Disputed Questions on Evil, exploring the idea of evil as a lack of something rather than a thing in itself. After 1971, American social scientist Philip Zimbardo conducts the notorious Stanford Prison Experiment. We have to look up the Stanford Prison Experiment. If you folks have not seen it, have not heard about it, it's some disturbing shit. In which ordinary students are persuaded to participate in evil acts that would normally be considered unthinkable both to themselves and to others. Anyway. In 1961, the philosopher Hannah Arendt witnessed the trial of Adolf Eichmann, one of the architects of the Holocaust. In her book Eichmann on Jerusalem, Arendt writes of the apparent everydayness of Eichmann. The figure before her in the dock did not resemble the kind of monster we might imagine. In fact, he would not have looked out of place in a cafe or on the street. A failure of judgment. After witnessing the trial, Arendt came to the conclusion that evil does not come from malevolence or a delight in doing wrong. Instead, she suggests the reasons people act in such ways is that they fall victim to failures of thinking and judgment. Oppressive political systems are able to take advantage of our tendencies towards such failures, and can make acts that we might usually consider to be unthinkable seem normal. The idea that evil is banal does not strip evil acts of their horror. Instead, refusing to see people who commit terrible acts as monsters brings these acts closer to our everyday lives, challenging us to consider how evil may be something of which we are all capable. We should guard against the failures of our political regimes, says Arendt, and the possible failures in our own thinking and judgment. Eichmann committed atrocities through a hatred of the Jewish community, Arendt suggests. Not through a hatred of the Jewish community, Arendt suggests, but because he unthinkingly followed orders, disengaging from their effects. There you go. So I think we've done the banality of evil before. I think we've done that one before. It's a good one, honestly. It does speak to I mean, it's a book about philosophy, so yeah, it's going to speak to philosophical concepts naturally. But yeah, quite frankly, I quite like that look at the idea of evil. Anyway, evil is silly. She's giving really nasty people the benefit of the doubt. I think she has a point, but you may be right there. But I think there's definitely a point that, especially when we come back to that concept of you are the villain in someone else's story, right? The idea that you might, and don't get me wrong, I'm definitely the villain in a number of people's stories. TERFs hate me. Hey, how are you? I think there's definitely different. I mean, obviously, we look at certain things. Participating in the Holocaust is demonstrably evil, naturally. But the people who participated in the Holocaust didn't think that what they were doing was evil. They thought they were in the right. They thought they were committing acts that were for the good of the future, for the good of what they were doing. Of course, we look at them and they are demonstrably atrocious. But to them, it's just another day at work. And yeah, you're right, absolutely, Rogue Dark. A lot of them did know what they were doing was wrong, but it was worth it for the power. And there's a lot of people like that today, naturally. Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, etc. They don't give a shit about other people. They're just doing it for the sake of it's better for them personally. I'm not the villain in your story, Jacinta. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's impossible to separate intention from action. Oh, true. Absolutely. And this is why, like, this is why the whole J.K. Rowling thing annoys me so much. People who are just going like, oh, you can still enjoy Harry Potter and not agree with her turfy views. Not if you're buying the new Harry Potter stuff. Like, not if you're buying new copies of the books or the movies on Blu-ray or whatever. Like, not if you're continuing to facilitate money funneling to Joanne Rowling, for example. So do those who drank the Kool-Aid with Jim Jones. We need critical thinking courses in schools. Fuck yes we do. Fuck yes we do. Communists say you're absolutely anti-Nazi. Absolutely. Half of them thought race science was bullshit too. Grifters versus true believers. You were given a free ticket to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Throw it in the fucking bin. Throw it in the trash even if you're not fucking paying for it. Technically, the money's already there. I mean, go see it. Tell me what you think. I don't care. Where are we going with this? Yeah, I think there is definitely a factor of evil where, again, it comes down to that just following orders thing. It comes down to that. Some people are just doing what they're doing for the sake of, this is my job. And yes, some people do genuinely get indoctrinated. That's the word. Some people do definitely get indoctrinated into ideologies that make them believe the things they're doing are good, even though they are morally absolutely reprehensible. Look at the TERFs, for example. Like, let's just bring it back to the TERFs for a second. They believe wholeheartedly that they need to extinguish trans people because they're a threat to women and girls. And they'll say, "Oh, I absolutely support trans women, except." That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, although that's not necessarily what Hannah Arendt was saying, but it does feel kind of relevant. Hell yeah, I'm against a group of people who would have sent my autistic bias to a camp. Fuck yeah. Fuck Nazis. Can we get some fuck Nazis in the chat? Don't actually fuck Nazis, for the record. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Exactly. Same as animal agriculture, humans are best in cognitive dissonance. We are very good in not thinking about things. Exactly. Exactly, Thakoma. Nazis are incels. Fuck Nazis! Up the butt with a cactus. Can we get fuck Nazis? I support trans people, but... I support trans people, but... I want to hide my transphobia. That's what they mean. Hail Schindler. Nazis can get into C. No, Nazis can get in the bin. Heckling, get to bed. Get to bed. Be up at 6:15 for work, please. Go to bed. Get some sleep. There are cacti in Australia, yeah. In pots. At the florist. Yes, there are cacti in Australia, in the wild, yes. Every race, every gender, put a Nazi in the blender. I fucking love it. Oh, shit. Cacti in the wild, used to hack them up with a machete. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. There are no cacti native to the Australian continent. Where is it? There was a part on Google. Whatever, I'll just read off Google. There are no cacti native to the Australian continent, but introduced ones have naturalized since colonial days. There are, however, two notable examples of Australian native plants that are often mistaken for cacti or being very cactus-like in appearance. They are the Davicia euphorbioides, fuck, how do you pronounce that? And the Laurencia helmsii. There you go. So there's no native cacti, but there have been cacti in Australia since the colonial genocide days. Since Invasion Day. Anywho. It's wild when TERFs are like, the far left TRAs are doing a modern social media book burning like the Nazis. As if like the books the Nazis burnt weren't communist books and books about trans science. Literally the first books they burnt were from a transgender clinic. Thank you for the hydration, Fox. Alright, we're going to take a quick be right back break. We'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to go grab some wine, I guess. And you know what? I am contemplating a game. If you folks are interested, I may play some Little Nightmares. Because I haven't finished it. We might jump back into that. I started playing it way back when I hit 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So we'll play a little bit more of that if you fancy it. If not, we can just keep chatting. Up to you guys. Be back. Not guys. Guys, gals, non-binary pals. Ladies, gentlemen, all points in between and beyond. Have a good break. Sit down, grab a drink. Chill. Go to the bathroom. Whatever you want to do. Masturbate if you feel like it. I don't care. I have a hair caught in my sock. I went out there, my feet got cold in the kitchen. Now I want to put my shoes, my Ugg boots and socks back on. And there was a hair in my sock. Hello. May you post a link to a short video about cactus fruit? Yes, but we are going to play Little Nightmares.
Welcome
Well, I mean,
to
I'll
the
ask you.
program.
I'll put a poll up. Do you want to watch Little Nightmares? Would you like to watch me play a little bit more of that? And also, welcome, by the way, Romeo. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and continue to chill out with us like you have been, friend. And same to you, Chloe. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. It would be way worse to have a hair stuck under your foreskin. It would be. I would imagine. But dude, like, getting hairs wrapped around your toes while you got socks on is the most awkward feeling. Like, fucking hell, dude. Also, given that I've seen both ContraPoints and Jordan Raskopoulos stream Superliminal, I feel like at some point, as a trans woman, as a rite of passage, I must stream Superliminal. But I don't have it. I don't know how much it costs. Given I'm a broke bitch, that should be my name. It shouldn't be Rogue Bitch. It should be Broke Bitch. It's $20.26. I'm going to have to grab that at some point. Oh, it's on sale now for 30% off. It's a cool looking game. You can pick things up and move them around the environment and they increase in size or decrease in size. Like, it's super cool. Anyway, let's see this video really quickly here. Cactus pear. Fruity Fruits, cactus pear. Well, watch this. Yeah, no trans person has money because nobody will fucking hire us.
Fruity, 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 fruity.
Hello, my lovelies. Hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another Fruity Fruits. Today, I
Welcome
have
to the Rogue Room.
this.
Likey.
And
Welcome to the
this
Rogue Room.
is
Sit down, grab a
prickly
drink, and
pear
chill out
or
with us.
Cactus pear. There it is. And as the name describes, it is the fruit of a cactus plant. I've seen these
It's
on
Emmy.
occasion
Is her
at
name
supermarkets
Emmy?
before, but I have never ever had one. So the last time I was at H Mart, our local Korean Japanese market, I picked one up. This was $1.50, so not exactly inexpensive, but definitely
Dude, that's
worthy.
pricey as
of
fuck. Are you
tasting.
kidding
So
me?
this is what the fruit looks like. I believe this is the end where it is attached to the cactus. It grows like this, and there are sharp
buy me the-
spines
I would
that grow on
appreciate
it.
that,
I've
Apollo.
watched a few videos, and the spines are removed
Some of her
by
dishes
singeing
purely
the
disgusting.
hair to get rid of the quills. But since I bought this in the supermarket, it was already de-spined. From my understanding, when these are not ripe, they're this kind
It
of
was already de-spined. Fatality.
bright green color, and as they ripen, they turn this kind of purplish maroon color. These look pretty easy to prepare. You just cut one end off, and look
Oh my
at
God.
that color.
Look
Isn't
at that.
gorgeous. It's like
I mean, we were just making the Mortal Kombat reference, and holy shit, that is gory as fuck. I mean, if you want to buy me a game on Steam, I am just Rogue Bitch on Steam. Actually, I could put this out there. How do I show like my friend code or whatever it is on Steam? Can I put that out there for everyone to? You can add me as a friend. Is there a limit on friends? Your friends, 50, yeah, 365. How do I add there we go. There's a friend code if you want it. 51574854. I don't play many games, honestly. Depends on your level. You have to level up to get more friends. What the fuck, Steam? That's some bullshit right there. De-spining is some predator tier bullshit. There's the code. If you want to add me as a friend, I'll probably add anyone, honestly.
beet red, just beautiful. I forgot to mention this video is part of a Fruity Fruit series. If you're interested in seeing more fruit tastings, I shall put the link in the description. Okay, let's get back to the cactus pear. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that color. It is gorgeous. Mmm. Smells nice too. Almost berried. I'm gonna cut the other end off. As you cut through here, and then you can just peel back this outer skin.
It's to
Oh my
encourage
gosh,
people
it
to
comes
spend
away
more. Well, yes.
so easily. It's kind of a
Naturally.
thick layer.
Her hair is so
and
anime.
it
It's very
reveals this
nice. I love
lovely
her
fruit.
hair.
Ah, it's beautiful. It's not as dark as a beet. It's almost more like a raspberry color. And we just peel it away. Oh wow, it's like an alien life form. It's awesome.
This is how
So
they
it peels
do
away very easily.
circumcision.
You can see here there are some pits in there. You can eat the pits, but they're very, very hard. So you can
How
eat
long do you
just by
reckon she
biting it
spends
on the
every morning
outside and
styling her
avoiding
hair? What kind of
most the
products
pits
does she
which are in
use?
the middle, or you can strain it and remove the pits that
Even
way.
depression
and use
you're
the pulp
cooking,
for
that's
other
interesting.
preparations. Itadakimasu.
The shit is that? That's cactus fruit. It does look like tracer, doesn't it? Bacon
There
grease?
are a lot of pits. They're pretty small. Texture of the flesh itself is a little bit spongy and soft. And the flavor kind of reminds me of a really concentrated watermelon. It has kind of a mealy, mushy texture of a melon.
Concentrated
kind of like watermelon, but a lot
watermelon.
drier. But it has a really nice flavor to it, almost florally, but very reminiscent of watermelon.
Cloud
but
Strife
more concentrated.
brand Spike
It's
of Fire.
great. It has kind of a flavor a little bit like a cucumber. And in terms of seed arrangement, very similar with seeds
Mealy.
everywhere. But the seeds are much harder than a cucumber. But this, in my opinion, is much more delicious than a cucumber.
She doesn't hate it.
I definitely recommend giving these a try. Not only
Oh, the
is it
cheetah,
tasty,
welcome to the
but
road group.
it's
Sit down, grab a drink, and
beautiful
chill
as
out with
well.
us.
I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had this before. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Show this video a little bit of love so I know you like the series. And yeah, I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo.
She is very
Take
soothing to
care.
listen to.
Bye.
I love her voice. I'll like that one and subscribe, because why not? Adam Ragusia. I'll check them out at some point. Alright. Let me throw this to you folks. Let me throw this out there, because we've only really got like just over an hour. She was paid off by a big cactus. Throwing this to you folks. Throwing this out there into the wild. Do you want to watch me play some Little Nightmares? I wish my voice was that soothing to listen to. Fuck, dude. Already 3 no votes. You want to watch some videos game? Oh, hang on. It's getting there. Western choice. I swear you were already following me, but anyway. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Why didn't the alert? This is very divisive. It is. Look at 7-3. Stop the count. More so when I'm quiet. I try to be, but I get excited. I get loud when I get excited, which is a problem that I've got. So I want to chat today. Understandable. We've got some other stuff we can talk about. We got through most of the original topics I was going to talk about. So we can talk about some other junk. We can talk about whatever you want. Wish your voice was that soothing to you, so shrill. I have a lot of dysphoria around my voice, which is why I would have difficulty playing something like Cyberpunk, honestly. Because the fucking voice being tied to the pronouns. Can we talk about that bullshit? Thank you for giving us dysphoria, CD Projekt Red, you douchebags. At any rate, I do have a lot of dysphoria around how my voice sounds, and I do actively try to speak in a higher pitch than I used to, and I think it's becoming a habit anyway. I do tend to speak in like my head voice, as they call it. It's up here, rather than my chest voice, which is down here. Try that. I want you folks to try that if you haven't already. Try talking and focus your voice more on the back of your throat, and if you talk deeper, you can feel it more in your chest. Voice is very nice to listen to. Must with 3,000 followers. True. Fair point. Yeah, Cyberpunk is just a crap game overall, to be honest. You have issues playing Cyberpunk because that shit is fucked. I've heard many bad things about it, honestly. It's kind of a shame because I like the aesthetic of that kind of cyber future, Deus Ex, Blade Runner, Altered Carbon, like that hyper neon, everyone's got augmented limbs or whatever, like the transhumanist future thing. I love that aesthetic, yeah. I could just play Deus Ex, honestly. I was in the series Finding Your Female Voice. I might have to give that a look. We'll try, but we have to be quiet on the train. Day Love Pain, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. It helps the dysphoria any. You like my voice. Thank you, Draco. Cyberpunk corporations can't be trusted to make cyberpunk medias, apparently. That's one of the major flaws that I've heard, is that the game does not really tackle the punk again, this is what a lot of reviews did. They're like, all of the cyber, none of the punk. And I'm like, well, shit. Yeah, we'll throw your poll up. Why not? I mean, I have not played it, so I can't speak to that, honestly. Helping me change my pitch naturally. You mean the series? That series? Oh, yeah. I haven't played Detroit Become Human. I talk about how cute I am. I'm going to put a yes on there as well. Why I blank my blank and not my blank. You legit got 0 Cyberpunk to me. Just yeah, dude, we need more. You know what we need more of? More Dishonored. Dishonored is fucking good. I'll give that a look later, Catalina. Thank you for recommending me that. Annoying thing is that you really like the idea of specifically making a trans character into character creator, but the voice thing is way too bullshit. It is. Yeah. He is cute, so obs. Thank you. I mean, I could... Honestly, I feel like the thing that I would do would probably be to make as... If I were to make a character that honestly resembled me in some way, I'd probably go for like the most feminine male body possible. Like slender, all that. And then give them the female voice. The she, her pronouns. But I don't tend to make my characters in video games too related to me anyway. Talk about the fucking mess J.K. Rowling is. We could just watch ContraPoint's J.K. Rowling video, honestly. So what exactly is up with the voice thing with Cyberpunk? The situation is that in Cyberpunk 2077, you get to choose either a masculine voice or a female voice. Masculine or feminine voice. And if you choose either one of those, if you choose the masculine voice, people will refer to you by he, him pronouns. And if you choose the feminine voice, you'll be referred to by she, her pronouns. This is a problem for trans folks who have an issue with their own voice. They get dysphoria around, being called, say, for example, trans girls being called he, him, because of the fact that their voice does tend to sound more masculine. 12 votes for yes for me talking about how cute I am. Well, first of all, I wear these like headscarves and headbands, which is absolutely adorable, and everybody should love me for them. Okay? My outfits are always on point. I don't fucking know. I do good makeup. And the amethyst bracelet that my sister gave me. I love my amethysts. Can we get some amethysts in the chat? Amethysts. Amethysts. I really want to get this fucking... Dude, I want to show this off again. Where is it? In here somewhere. Let me find it. Hang on. I'm going to show this off again. It was in this. Dude. Oh my god. Excuse me while I come. I need this. It's fucking ludicrously good looking. 44 carat amethyst there. Ridiculous. Talk about it like I mean it. How do I talk about it if I'm cute like I mean it? Like, I have a lovely slope to my nose. My eyes are bright and expressive. Thank you, Amanda. This feels like particularly self-aggrandizing or some shit. Like, oh my god. I don't know how much that would retail you. Let me see if I can find it actually. 44 carat amethyst. No, that's touch-up paint. What about we go to Gem Society? Yeah, a rock is a rock, but some rocks are pretty. I don't even know where you would look to find this out. You might buy me a Steam game, Fox. Oh, thank you. I feel guilty because I don't give myself enough time to play video games. So, generally speaking, when I've played video games, it's been on stream most of the time. Watching instead of sleeping at 4 in the morning. I'm lovely. Thank you. Oh, I don't have my music on. I just realized I left you folks with no music for the Be Right Back. I'm such an asshole. Oh my god. I have a great bone structure. Thank you. I'm actually quite fond of my my cheekbones. You can sort of see that. I am quite a fan of it, even though I do kind of look like the let me see here. What are they called? What are they called? The dudes with the not there's the enemy in there's an enemy in Bloodborne just after you enter the church, past Father Gascoigne. You enter the church with the creepy old man. I think it's a man who's actually a very good character. They're actually helpful. And there's enemies just outside that. It's pouring down rain outside, by the way. There's an enemy just outside that church. They have a lantern. I can't think of what they're called. And they wear like a hood. What are they called? Not snatchers. Let me find them. Pro tip, there's an enemy inside every church. There are. Let me find them. Because I have a particular little bit of self-loathing. In the sense that I feel like I look like these dudes. Not that one, but we're getting close. Here we go. The church servant. Let me find them. They've got the hood with the hat. They got the hat on top. And I take the piss out of myself saying I look like these dudes. I mean, I could see the resemblance, honestly. Especially with the glowing eyes. Bring out your dead. These guys are fucking assholes, by the way. If they get you in a combo. Especially the ones that have like the big crucifix slung over their shoulder. They are a fucking cunt. Anyway. You cannot unsee. You're welcome. Now you can know how my dysphoria feels. Honestly though, like I will say this, if we're going to talk about how cute I am, ooh woo. I will say, like, I look in the mirror nowadays and I fucking love how I look. I love looking at myself in the mirror now, and I don't feel like I detest everything about me anymore. It's a good feeling, honestly. It's a relief. I'm not, 100% of the way to where I want to be, but it's a relief to look in the mirror and not hate yourself. I don't know if that's just like self-esteem or if that's actually genuinely liking what's staring back at me, but there is always the fear, though, that I'm sure many of you might be familiar with. Perhaps. I don't know. I'm not going to assume about you. But I have this fear that what I'm seeing in the mirror and what I'm seeing when I take a photo of myself and all these kind of things may be influenced by delusion. I am worried perpetually that how I look is not how I look. It's just my own self-perception, bigging myself up, basically. I'm perpetually worried about that kind of thing. Anyway, self-image is a fucking bitch, dude. It really is. Never really had that feeling when you look in the mirror. It's never been full on hate, but more like, oh, I gotta look at this face again, because that's me. That's how I used to feel a lot of the time. I could never get myself to look how I wanted. And I realized why, because I was looking at the wrong kind of person.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Justin freaking sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. What you see is biased based on what you expect to see. By what you expect to see. True. Anywho. What's this that I've got up here? I've got an article listed. Oh, okay. Can we do some news? Don't think it's gender dysphoria on your end there. Probably some other mental thing. Possibly, yeah. Good evening or morning. Well, it's 11 PM, so evening. I mean, you could imagine that I'm day drinking if you want. I won't mind. I don't mind if you accuse me of day drinking. I don't think I've ever been day drunk on that note, actually. I've never tried that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the social expectation is of being drunk at night being okay. It's unusual, this social construct we've created where drinking is a thing to be done at the night time. Holiday thing? Yeah, fair. I could see that. I don't take holidays. As someone who works nights, day drinking is now a foreign concept. Oh god, that sucks. I used to have similar feelings even though you're cis, but that's a race thing for me. That's unfortunate. Yeah, honestly, the subtle racism of physical appearance in Western civilization. We don't consider these things because we're so specifically accustomed to the way that the acceptable person is presented in mainstream media, advertising, etc., etc. I think you get what I mean. Normalized day drinking, no hangover. Wake up, crank down a tinny, get through 50 beers a day, go to the hospital because your myelin sheath has been deteriorated by all the alcohol, refuse to function for the rest of time, die a brain death. Great. For anyone who's missing the reference there, we recently watched Chubby Emu's videos featuring Justin Wang about the guy who was drinking 50 beers a day for like 6 weeks and did things to his brain that he could not recover from. Loathing for your body is a lot to do with you being overweight, but you've never been able to successfully lose much weight and keep it off. That's another problem. Yeah, what I want to know about that story, that the detail that's left out, how did he afford that many beers a day? I mean, he must have been a functional alcoholic, right? He must have been drinking enough to be a functional sober alcoholic, that he could work some measure of a job to get the money to be able to buy that many. Like, fucking how many beers has he drank? Aldi beer. Probably the super cheap stuff, obviously, yeah. Like Bud Light. I wouldn't be surprised if Chubby Emu just literally... it's entirely possible he makes up stories based on medical science. I'm not accusing him of that, but it's possible that he just used what we know about alcoholism and what it can do to the brain and the myelin sheath and the level of salt and water in the blood and all that sort of stuff to put out that kind of video. But I don't think that's necessarily what happened. The secret to losing weight is portion control. Yes, like the serving size is listed on anything you purchase, honestly. Or if you don't know what the serving size is, look up a serving size for like steak or chicken or whatever it is you eat, or your veggies or whatever. But I mean, if you're eating veggies, they are so calorie light. You can get away with eating a ton of veggies for nothing. But a lot of food packaging will tell you the default serve, and so many people will go over that default serving size. Get yourself a food scale. If you're interested in losing weight, get yourself a food scale and measure everything. Happy with yourself now that you've come to understand more about your identity as a biracial person? No, we've moved on. Just wanted to say that. Well, I'm glad to hear that you are happier with yourself, Amanda. That's good to hear. Just have the serving size, not the whole bag, yeah. Which a lot of people do. A lot of people have a tendency to do that kind of thing. Not you, Jeff. I'm not accusing you of that, but I am saying that, like, honestly, one of the things that I've realized, and I've had some pretty bad habits in recent times with my diet. One of the big things that I think a lot of people don't realize is they'll wake up, they'll have breakfast, and then before lunchtime they might have a little snack and another little snack. Then they'll have lunch. They'll have a full-size lunch, and then they'll have another couple little snacks, and they'll get to dinner. Then they might have a dessert, and throughout the day they might have a coffee, and they're not just having black coffee, they're having like a latte sachet with a bit of milk in it. And you don't realize how quickly all that adds up before you get to the end of your... Like, once you've had your dessert, you've had 3,500 calories, which is way more than anyone needs. If you're eating normal, 3 meals, snacks in between, all that, it adds up like crazy, especially if you don't do your portion control. We really, as human beings, don't need to eat that much. However, it's worth noting that what we consider healthy, according to stuff like the BMI scale, is influenced by some outdated medical science. There is some new medical science to suggest there is, an actual healthy weight range, but things like the BMI model are based on outdated and, quite frankly, racist models. Weight loss is just burning more calories than you consume over time, absolutely. So one of the first things I do in the morning, I have my black coffee, I go to the gym, and I immediately get on the bike at the gym, do like 20 minutes of pretty intense cycling, and then I go and do my weights. I'm trying to increase the intensity on my weights so that I break more of a sweat. Like leg day keeps me sweating, but chest and back day don't really do that much. So I need to improve those a bit. Get breakfast, might eat lunch at like 3 p.m, then you might have a small dinner late at night, don't eat snacks. Fat gain is a direct result of medication. That's true. That can happen too. Like your body can retain fat based on if you have certain medications, which is an unfortunate side effect, which I'm not sure if they know how to fix that sort of situation. It might be worth talking to your doctor about a different type of medication, Jeff, if that's worrying you. Especially when you're alone in a house during a pandemic and unable to have any control in life besides the food you eat. True, Romeo, true. Set a time for 15 minutes, and every 15 minutes you do a little exercise for the winter. That's a good idea. Keep yourself up to date on what you're doing. Oh, should we chuck a bit of news out? Should we chuck a bit of news out there? This came out yesterday. Talk about this. This is in the UK. Like Pink News is generally UK-based news, but they're a queer news source. I'm trying to find something similar for like maybe Aussie news or UK queer news. But given that there's a lot of stuff about, there's a lot of focus on queer stuff in the UK right now, especially regarding trans people. Although this website does tend to cover other regions, I think. But here's an article. Unless you want to keep going with the fitness talk, I was going to bring up an article quickly if you want to, but I'll leave it up to you. Stop taking medication. Haven't had it for 5 months, but you've been on a few different medications because you complained about the weight gain, but none of the new ones they put you on changed anything. The damage is already done. I'm sure you could reverse the effects, though. If you were to come off the medication for long enough, you would certainly be able to reverse the effects and get back to losing weight. Go for the subject change. UK government will fine universities for cancelling hateful speakers in new war on woke. Oxford is among the many UK universities to deplatform transphobic speakers. Good. Universities that cancel hateful transphobic speakers could be slapped with hefty fines under new plans to be announced by the government, it's been reported. On Tuesday, the 16th of February, Education Secretary Gavin Williamson is expected to announce new measures to strengthen legal protections for free speech in higher education, according to The Telegraph. He will introduce the role of a free speech champion who will be given powers to deal stiff sanctions to colleges or student bodies that attempt to cancel, dismiss, or demote those who hold controversial views. Those controversial views having a tendency to be, trans people should be executed. Separately, Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden has summoned 25 of the UK's biggest heritage bodies and charities to a summit next week where they will be told to defend our culture and history from the noisy minority of activists constantly trying to do Britain down. This war on woke has been hailed as a bid to defend academic freedom in public institutions with the objective that public funds must never be used for political purposes. But critics fear it could give universities the green light to platform transphobes, homophobes, sexists, and racists under the guise of free speech. Free speech here means racist, fascist, transphobic, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, etc. speech, free from opposition, accountability, and consequences, said Dr. Lisa Tilley, a lecturer at Birkbeck. Universities need to reject this authoritarian move, which goes well beyond Trumpism. Others pointed to the government's own report on the topic, which stated it did not find the wholesale censorship of debate which media coverage has suggested. The government appears to support free speech so much that despite there being no evidence of a free speech crisis on campus, they want to create a free speech champion with the specific purpose of sanctioning institutions for allowing people to exercise choice and free speech, said Joe Grady, General Secretary for the University and College Union. A source told The Telegraph, free speech underpins our democratic society, and our universities have a long and proud history of being places where students and academics can express themselves freely, challenge views, and cultivate an open, inquiring mind. Unacceptable silencing and censoring on campuses is having a chilling effect, and that is why we must strengthen free speech in higher education by bolstering the existing legal duties and ensuring strong, robust action is taken if these are breached. Further details on the so-called free speech measures are expected to be revealed in the coming week. Okay, so what does this say to me, personally? Looking at this particular topic, what does this say to you? Please leave your thoughts in the chat and we'll come back around to them. Personally, I'm looking at this particular topic and I'm thinking tolerance paradox again. We're coming back around to the tolerance paradox situation that we discussed before. For those who missed it, the tolerance paradox is if we tolerate all viewpoints, eventually intolerant viewpoints are going to reach a position of such power that they will squash any viewpoints that they do not tolerate.
Welcome to the Rogue.
So, Gabe Owner 77, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. So, that's what I'm looking at here, is like the free speech champion idea. UK government, we look up to Joe Rogan. How dare they cancel my free speech? Like, if a university doesn't want to host a particular person because their viewpoints are explicitly exclusionary, which is often the case with transphobes, homophobes, etc., then why should they platform them? You know? Universities are private institutions, generally speaking, so why shouldn't they be allowed to pick and choose? Why should there be governance, why should there be legislation put forth to restrict the freedom of these educational institutions? This is the problem of having an incompetent prime minister. I mean, well, yeah, that too. But yeah, quite frankly, I look at this and I think this is just another opportunity to get people whose controversial views, again, are explicitly exclusionary, to give them a platform, just to throw more opportunity to spread division and hatred. It's like, we don't need to have a debate around people being gay, people being trans. We don't need that debate. It's explicitly exclusionary. It's explicitly hateful. So when they're trying to push for free speech, again, tolerance paradox, what they're really saying is they know they have controversial viewpoints that they know a significant portion of people don't want to hear, but they want to give people the opportunity to continue spreading those bigoted viewpoints. And the thing is, these people who are putting out these talks about the trans or whatever it is that they're doing, more like re-speech. I mean, that is kind of ableist, I will say that. Like these people who are going to university, and this is the thing, like Steven Crowder is that guy who goes to universities and challenges university students to debates, or challenges them to debates. Have you seen some of the debates he's held? I've seen a couple of videos, and it is the most scripted shit in the fucking world, designed to make Crowder look like the logical one. It's ridiculous. There was one video in particular where the guy he was debating ends the segment with, "Wow, dude, you really owned me. Thanks for that one." And shakes his hand and walks off. It's like, you fucking... Who believes this bullshit? More trying to dig at the 4chan folks who champion the re and pepper. Yeah, but like the term re is an attack on autistic people. Steven Crowder is dumb. Change my mind. He is dumb. This is why he buckled on the opportunity to debate. What's his name? The guy whose name escapes me now. With the glasses. He's the guy that's got the glasses. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? A bid to defend academic freedom in public institutions with the objective that public funds must never be used for political purposes. How is this not using public funds for political purposes? Wait, what do they mean? With the objective that public funds must... Isn't this explicitly political? Always thought related to that meme frog. It does, but it is still referring to autistic people who have a tendency, like heavily autistic people have a tendency to do that screechy kind of noise. What's wrong with Ben Shapiro? There's a lot wrong with Ben Shapiro. What are you talking about? Ben Shapiro. And it also digs at autistic people who don't speak. So close to home station. Glad to hear it, Amanda. Glad to hear it. Do I need to give an example? No, I don't. It's my fucking stream, dude. I have 42 viewers right now. Do you think I give a fuck about your opinion? No, I don't. Let me get the... Please do, Draco, please. Favorite autistic person is that character Leonardo DiCaprio plays in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I have not seen that, but I've heard that, like, much like the movie Music, which just came out by Sia, which we ripped into that last night for a solid hour and 20 minutes or something. It was a long chat. I considered turning that into a video, but the I've potentially heard that representation, much like Rain Man, is in some ways problematic, but I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to that. Imagine having more than double-digit viewers. Complete and utter cringe. I know, I want to get to 99 average viewers and just stop there. That's the peak. I'm not allowed to go above 99. By the way, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for getting rid of that. Garbage people. My god. Anybody can have a stream and get 30 people to watch them. By the way, can we talk about how many streamers I've seen that cannot get to 30 people? There's a lot of streamers on this platform. No, honestly, not anybody can stream on Twitch and get to my viewership. Not anybody can stream on Twitch, especially as a transgender lesbian. Let's put that out there. As a transgender lesbian, me getting to this kind of viewership is fucking insane. We once recommended a 4-viewer Andy. Did you check him out? I have seen it all. I really have. I honestly have. Ridiculous. You see one with a mere 10. Fucking slaying, dude. Honestly, I'm gonna throw this out there. For me to have this level of viewership, I have a little bit of a low-key god complex. He was playing MGS5. He was great. Well, good. I recommended with 16. I was got to say one thing, and you know there's sketch. I bet you they're jealous. I bet you that person. Let's have a look. Can I be this petty cunt? Account created January 10, 2021. So they're on a throwaway account. For the record, this person's on a throwaway that they just made back in January. So they're too pussy to come in here on their main account. I guarantee you they do stream on their other account and they get 0 viewers. I guarantee, like, if you're still here, come back on your main. Let's see what your view count is, cunt. I can't be a cunt, that's offensive to actual cunts. And that, like, not everyone streams to have a bunch of viewers, some of us do. Yeah, that's true too. Some people just literally stream to have fun with their friends. Which came first, realizing well, I was diagnosed autistic at a young age. I realized I was trans at 15. And then I repressed that for a long time, honestly. There was a lot of social pressure to just perform the male role, honestly. I felt like I had to. I felt like I wasn't allowed to be me, so for the last 16 odd years, I was masquerading. I'm going to do a video on this. It's going to be my biggest video essay project, and it's not going to be out till like mid-July. This particular project that I want to do. If I can, I wouldn't mind renting an actual video camera to do some shots that are beyond just my bedroom with a backdrop or something like that. Because that's my main problem with recording my video essays at the moment, is I have to do them in my bedroom essentially. So I can't really do a whole lot of set dressing. I can't move things around. Very, very tricky. I could use my laptop and my webcam, but then I think I can't set my webcam resolution higher than like 1600 by whatever. Realized you were bi at 15 but didn't have the diagnosis of autism until you were like 25. There you go. You were made to watch What's Eating Gilbert Grape for high school. It was so bad. You didn't like it? Again, haven't seen it, but I have heard much like Rain Man and Music. It's a pretty poor representation of autistic people, which is sad. A lot of people don't know much of autism. They think you're very disobedient. Yeah, that's true too. There's a lot of misconceptions around autism. I think, especially when we go back to the music thing, one of the things that Sia told the production team was like, we're making this movie for the caregivers. Oh, and the people who have autism. Like, she literally prioritized in the conversation to her production crew, we're making this movie for the people who care about those with autism. Oh, and the autistic kids as well, I guess. Who fucking cares about them? Like, her movie is so fucking ableist. Didn't have the autism diagnosis until you were like 28. Really? Goodness gracious. I got it, yeah, when I was about anywhere between 8 and 11. I'm not sure. Don't even talk about the high function autism trope. I am what they technically define as high functioning, but yeah, like others in the autism spectrum, we don't like the terms high and low functioning. Howdy, NBSP. How you doing, by the way? Just had to get rid of a troll because they're a dumb cunt. But yeah, honestly, like, coming back to your comment. There are a ton of people who stream just to stream and talk to their friends and play games with them and just have a little bit of an audience and all that sort of thing. Like an audience of their friends is what I mean. Like, chill out. Actually, yes, Peter did try to correlate milk with autism. It's ridiculous. What should you say instead of high functioning? Just autistic. I mean, realistically speaking, in what circumstance are you going to refer to someone as their level of functioning? Just tell people you're mild or high function. Don't think they know what you mean. If you said level 1, 2, or 3. Do they have levels now? We have to level up our autism? Dude. Enough RPG mechanics IRL, thanks. Main protagonist in the book you're writing is autistic. He's going to be a tough, brave action hero gladiator. Really sucks how most autistic characters suck. Thank you, Mix Botwick. Trans liberation now. Still undiagnosed, you have ADHD, but a few of the behaviors you display aren't ADHD tropes. They more mirror your autistic friend's mannerisms. Well, I hope you can get a diagnosis. I feel like having a diagnosis can definitely help you come more to terms with what you have to deal with. How am I tonight, Sarah? I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'm a little bit drunky. We were going to play Little Nightmares, but everyone voted against it like the bunch of cunts that they are, so now we're sitting here talking. And I'm just trying to, like, coerce people to sub to me so that I can reach my very reasonable sub goal of 125. Also, Twitch still hasn't paid me. Can I say that? It's payout day. And my bank account is not any heavier. Twitch, I definitely reached payout last month. What the fuck? I would like my money, please. Some people got their payout 3 days ago. The 15th is usually when I hit payout, when I get payout. I've definitely hit it for this month, I'll tell you that much. Like, where's my money, bitch? Diagnosed with ASD in junior high. Got it redacted somehow. Have ASD, ADHD. How dare Twitch. Bastard. I feel like if you said you're autistic, they'd think you're like someone who shits their pants and eats dirt. I mean, that's kind of derogatory towards people who are what is generally considered low-functioning autism. Or, I would say, like, perhaps high-intensity autism. What's another phrase you could use? Oh my god, my ear's ringing. Oh my god. But yeah, the public perception of autism is very heavily skewed. And a lot of people are informed by charities like Autism Speaks, where they spread this notion that autism is something that is explicitly going to negatively affect the lives of people around them, and not give those autistic people their own agency. Hope I can stream early tomorrow and play some Little Nightmares. I'll try. I'll see if I can. Like how intrusive in your life your autism is. Fair. Perhaps a better assumption. High intrusive and low intrusive. I feel like mine is generally low intrusive, but there are a lot of social cues that I miss. There are a lot of social things that I don't understand. But I think, I am obviously very verbal. Very verbal. I never shut the fuck up. And there are certain things that I do understand in a social sense. First time you went to the gender clinic, the doctor took your medical history, said you were diagnosed with autism, and she said, well, I won't write that down because you're obviously not. Interesting. Why would they say that? Why would they say that, Bernard? You want to argue with your friend who's a gender studies major and is a huge TERF? Of course. Talking about fitting the stereotype, that's atrocious. My god. We had someone talking about how their psych major... Their psych professor, was saying that being trans is a mental disorder. social cues are something you have to concentrate to get, and intrusive thoughts are a thing and you want them to go away. I totally understand that. I have such a huge problem with intrusive thoughts. You'd think gender studies people would not be TERFs. That's the problem, is like, in education they'll give you all the information you need to know about a subject, but you can still form your own opinions about that subject even if the information you have doesn't match up with your existing opinion. So if you already have a specific bias against transgender people and you go into gender studies, you're probably just going to come out with a much heavier anti-trans agenda, honestly. That is one of the major issues there, is like people will go into education, into tertiary education, hoping to get a broader understanding of topics they already feel passionate about, you know, which is me with sociology. That's why I'm going into social science, is that I would like to be more well-informed about social science, sociology, a little bit of psychology in there, health sociology, and geographical poverty, and stuff like that. And you can use romaine lettuces to make wraps instead of using bread. There you go. There you go. I might have to try that instead of using bread. I've got some bread in the kitchen. It should probably go in the freezer, honestly. You gonna go, Amanda? Have a good one. Thank you so kind of being here tonight. Had huge problems missing cues through your teens and mid-20s, but you've somehow grown out of that mostly now. You feel the older you get, the less autistic you are. I mean, I feel that too. I feel like it's just developing. Like, in my view, personally, from my experience, my autism has just slowly, like, it's just prevented me from picking up social cues as quickly as anyone else. Good night, Fox. Have a good one. Have a good rest. Sociology pride. Well, social science with the major being sociology. We'll start the sociology module in semester 2. Haven't actually started yet. Soon I'll be on stream with the professor code of whiteboard glasses. That's the goal, honestly. Like, I want to use the education that I get from being at uni to educate other people about social issues, sociological situations. But yeah. I fully intend to get a professor's lab coat, like a, not a lab coat, a professor's coat with like the patches on the elbows. Isn't you getting less autistic? You just get more experience in handling it. True. That is true. As you said before, whenever you want to talk to someone you know little about and have never talked to before, social anxiety says no. I feel that. I have autism and I'm amazed how grown adults on the right act towards autistic people, you mean? Can you tell a story about how some shit happened? You may have already talked about. Go ahead, Apollo. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Hit us. I am a rogue bitch. That is what the X stands for. Just in general. Well, yeah, true. Adults on the right are absolutely drenched in, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Cognitive dissonance. Rogue butch. True though. I am a bit, yeah, tribalism. We've got a bit of butchness here. I'm losing so much muscle mass, dude. My arms are tiny now, which is good. I like that. Rogue from X-Men bitch. If I could, I'd do like the streak of white. Just makes social cues more difficult. Learning new things harder, affects patience, and you sometimes see things too black and white. I feel that. Yeah, honestly. A lot of that resonates very heavily with me. I've been going through the stuff that I need to learn for uni to prep for uni. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude, this is going way over my head, and this is just the preparation. How am I going to go with actual study? And I worry that that's going to affect my capacity to study in such a way that I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm really terrified that the autism is just going to hold me back in such a significant way that I won't be able to actually do the study. Gosh darn college students radicalizing the youth into supporting them demon rats. Why do they have, like, the worst insults? Anyone who gets, like, anyone who gets severely into politics but is particularly dumb about it, like, they just get angry at the other political party like it's a sports team, but they don't actually do any research on any of the things that they're angry about. They just come up with, like, ad hominem insults. The demon rats, the demon craps. Like, Ooh, scary. You used a made-up slur on me. I mean, am I a Democrat? Like, I believe in democracy, yes. Describes most right-wing politicians. There are left-wingers that do it as well. I'm not a centrist. I'm a left-leaning libertarian. Don't get antsy with me, alright? I'm not a centrist. Centrism leans right. For the record, let's clarify that. Centrism leans right. Centrism leans into fascism. Pretty much suck at adulting, jobs, and socializing. We can play a mean guitar. I mean, that's the thing, right? You've found your niche. You found the thing that makes you what you are, Jeff, and it's playing guitar. That's a crucial thing to you. And where I sit, I feel like this feels like my niche. This feels like the thing that I'm good at. And I would like to continue doing this. Perhaps professionally. A long road ahead of me, but I would like to do this professionally. Bringing the wine along for the ride, by the way. In America, everything the right hates is unconstitutional. You mean like they call it unconstitutional, or you mean Professor Bitch reporting for duty? Like, I mean, I used to buck very heavily against the idea of becoming a teacher like my mother and sister. And now I'm just like, I want to use the education that I plan on going for as content for stream in an educational context. You know? Why is it always a mean guitar? Why not a nice guitar? Like 3 to 4 years ago, you started developing painful muscle tics. You went to your doctor and he said, you probably have Tourette's, but if I say that, you'll have to go through a bunch of tests and don't think it's worth it. So what happened there? Did you follow up on that, Apollo? I feel like libertarian may not be the best thing to describe you, unlike most... Oh, yeah, true. I don't simp for capitalism. Capitalism's fucking shit. I mean, this is just based off... This is just based off the political compass test that I did. It said I was a left libertarian, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. I'd need to look specifically into what libertarianism is. I have a question you've always wondered. Why go from a boy to a girl? I don't date boys. I'm a lesbian. Like, I'm a lesbian trans woman. Why did you assume that I went from boy to girl to date boys, genuinely? Why is that always the assumption? I like girls. And for the record, at the moment I'm basically asexual and aromantic anyway. I'm attracted to women, but I have no interest in dating or sex. Not that it's anyone's business. But like, if we had the political compass here, I'm like down here. Well... No, hang on. We got like... This is the left. Okay, so like I was down here. You know, around this area. So we got like bottom left. Yeah, that's where I was. Pretty far bottom left. Look at the political compass test results were fuck you. It's really weird to make that kind of assumption about a person. Why do people think that gender and sexuality are intrinsically linked, for the record? By the way, Romeo, thank you for telling me that my channel is legitimately educational. I strive my absolute best. I try my absolute best. Got an MRI and they couldn't find anything, but couldn't go any further without a diagnosis from your doctor, which he refused to give. That's fucked. Jesus. Should definitely try to find another doctor. I genuinely want to see this person follow up their question because they haven't. Again, with like the no hate thing, like by asking that kind of question and making those kind of assumptions, you realize that is being hateful, right? Just like making assumptions of a person based on knowing nothing about them is a rather hateful thing to do, and I would argue that you should probably try to expand your horizons before prodding people about things that you assume about them. Like, you know Google exists, right? I'm not trying to be rude, but like, I mean I am a little bit, because I get sick of having this question pop up in my chat. This is not the first time it's happened. You're still in a mind. Oh, you're still in mind at the time. Couldn't do anything. What do you mean a little bit orth left, Demacia? Elaborate for me so that I can understand better. Because I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible at political scales and all those sorts of things. As much as I would like to know more about them, and that would hopefully be some of the knowledge I gain with studying sociology. a little bit more of an understanding of the political spectrum. Like, for example, you know, when we come back to the conservative thing with Gina Carano, has anyone else left any more stupid comments on my YouTube video about Gina Carano, by the way? No notifications. Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't have to put up with dumb fucks anymore. But, like, you know, Gina Carano posts an anti-Semitic Instagram story, and she goes on about, you know, taunting the, if you type !YT, I'll do it for you, because I have a keyboard. You can check out both my main channel and my off channel where my VODs go up. My main channel is usually highlight clips. But like Gina Carano was anti-vax, anti-mask. And by the way, have a good one, Catalina. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. She's anti-vax, anti-mask. Spread COVID conspiracy theories. Posted an anti-Semitic Instagram story. It explicitly was anti-Semitic. And she was transphobic. And then she gets fired after the anti-Semitic thing. After all this bullshit, they decide they're not going to continue their business relationship with her, and immediately she and others like her say it's an attack on conservatism. It's like, I'm sure conservatives have some political viewpoints that she might have. Like, she didn't get fired for political viewpoints. None of those are political viewpoints. They're conspiracy theories and bigotry. You know, being anti-mask, anti-vaccine, those are conspiratorial. You know, being anti-trans, that's bigoted. Bringing up the Holocaust to compare yourself, like, do you realize they didn't fire you because, what, you're in support of deregulation? Deregulation of what, by the way? Because I don't even know what deregulation is. The reduction or elimination of government power in a particular industry, usually enacted to create more competition within the industry. Struggle has shifted between proponents of regulation and proponents of no government intervention has shifted market conditions. Like, what conservative viewpoints did she particularly espouse? Like, they didn't fire her for her conservative viewpoints. They fired her because she was being a dickhead. If I was working a stock standard job, stocking shelves at a supermarket, and I spouted conspiratorial theories about COVID to the customers that were asking me where the baby powder is, I'd get fired for that shit. Like, it's... Anyway. Conservatives say that they aren't anti-Semites, but right after that they go on to say Planned Parenthood is funded by George Soros. Yeah, people don't transition to women to change their sexuality. That's not how that works. Bedtime, have a good one, Jeff. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. We'll be seeing you in about 12 days time when we do our cocktail stream. Jeff's going to be here, Jacinta's going to be here, Calgar, Andrew is going to be here. And a couple of other friends of ours. My sister's going to be here. We're going to have a cocktail stream. We're going to make some cocktails. It's going to be sick. I'm going to be more drunk than this wine makes me. I hope I don't start stomping around screeching Antifa rhetoric. I probably will. You know what sucks is I don't get to say that I'm one of those Antifa sluts that the MyPillow guy was ranting about. Cocktail. To make it I'll have to look up some common Antifa talking points. The thing is, like, Antifa's an ideology. It's not an actual organization. It's crazy that some people think Antifa's actually an organization. Yeah, the MyPillow guy. Did you folks hear about what he was yammering on about? Why is this bringing up Snopes when I yeah, it just stands for anti-fascism, and again I'm gonna bring this up because I have to. Somebody needs to buy me this shirt. I mean, I would like to buy it for myself, but I'm broke. Somebody needs to buy me this shirt. All cats are beautiful. Hey, Cab. It's so gorgeous. It comes in both a chiffon top and a graphic tee. I don't know which I like more, honestly. I think I'd get the graphic tee. Cat mom energy. Okay, so according to Snopes, did MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell blame the Capitol attack on Antifa temptresses? A routine review of content labeled satire. That's what this is. It's labeled satire. On February 5th, 2021, the Business Standard News, thebiznews.org, published an article posting that MyPillow CEO and right-wing conspiracy theorist Mike Lindell had blamed Antifa, short for anti-fascist. Again, remember kids, if you're anti-fascism, you're pro-fascism. Thank you, Demacia. Women for the January 6th attack on the US Capitol by supporters of former President Donald Trump. Lindell, Capitol rioters were drugged by Antifa sluts. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is fast becoming known as the nation's kookiest conspiracy theorist. His latest theory takes the cake. In a post on social media, Dumpster Fire Parlor, Lindell produced a new spin on the real reason behind the Capitol attack. The rioters were hypnotized by Antifa temptresses who hid psychoactive drugs in their vaginas, said Lindell. If you look at the video, many of the rioters had crazed looks in their eyes. This item was not a factual recounting of real-life events. The article originated from a website that describes its output as being humorous and satirical in nature. As follows, the Business Standard News is a satirical site designed to parody the 24-hour news cycle. Many supporters of Trump and adherents to baseless conspiracy theories that President Joe Biden's 2020 election victory was either illegitimate or a result of widespread fraud have sought to distance themselves from the chaos and violence that took place at the Capitol on January 6, 2021 by claiming the events of that day were orchestrated by left-wing agent provocateurs, in particular Antifa. Did I hear about Fannie Willis? No, I did not. A guy with a waifu body pillow. People who believe that all individual cops are morally wrong are the bane of online and real-life discourse. It's a very difficult conversation to have. A lot of the people who are strictly ACAB 1312, I mean, we'll meme about it a bit. The reasoning that we say all cops are bastards is because they are explicitly part of an authoritarian system that prioritizes targeting minority groups. And therein lies the issue. It does make the discourse difficult, but then you have the issue again where you come around to like centrism and such. Again, centrism leans right. Snopes has debunked several strands of that theory. However, the Antifa temptresses quotation attributed to Lindell was fabricated. Although the Business Standard News carries a satire disclaimer on its website, it does not appear on every article. As a result, screenshots of the fake Lindell article spread widely on social media without a warning that its contents were made up and intended to be humorous. To illustrate the popularity of the article, the following is a selection of screenshots, all without any satire disclaimer, posted and shared on Facebook in February 2021. For background, here is why we sometimes write about satire and humor. There you go. So it was fake, it was satirical, the piss take, but this guy has been pretty heavily into conspiracy theories. It's one of those situations where it's like it's hard to tell, like, is he serious? Or is he doing a bit? There has been quite a heavy number of like conspiratorial people involved with the conservative side of things in recent times. It's gotten really, really significant. I've noticed there's a lot of people, like you've got people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. And of course there are so many Republicans who actually agree with Trump on the whole the election was stolen thing. Again, absolutely no evidence to support that. There are a lot of conspiracy theories on the right about COVID being a Chinese genocidally manufactured disease to wipe out tons and tons of people. But remember that politically speaking, Donald Trump withheld medical support for blue states and redirected resources to red states, which itself is an act of genocide upon political dissidents of the that political thing. I'm drunk, sorry. Fannie Willis, hang on, stolen from tweet. Fannie Willis, the Democratic prosecutor in Fulton County, sent a letter to numerous state officials, including Raffensperger, requesting that they preserve documents related to Trump's call. The letter explicitly stated that the request... I am drunk. I'm home, though. The rogue room is in my house. I'll go to bed. Anyway. The letter explicitly stated that the request was part of a criminal investigation. Fani Willis also said the Trump investigation is of high priority and will go before a grand jury as soon as March. Interesting. Voted Trump, but Trump is the reason people were at the Capitol. He literally told them to do it. Yeah, it's baffling that he managed to get acquitted of those charges. Like, wasn't the case that like 57 votes for impeaching him versus 43? And he somehow got acquitted? How the fuck does that work? I don't understand what the situation is there. How did he get acquitted with 57 votes against him and 43 for, or whatever it was? What's the story there? I don't know what's going on in that. It needs to be a 2-3 majority. Oh my god. And like 7 of those were Republicans, for the record. That is so fucked. But I do agree with Vorsh on this one, is we should move forward. You know, we shouldn't dwell on the Donald Trump thing. We should move forward and try to, like, I mean, America should move forward and try to push as far left as they possibly can over there. Because there is very much a lot of fear that the attempted coup on January 6th was just the first step, and especially with Donald Trump trying to institute his own media network and his own political party, it feels very likely that either he or someone else in the Conservative Party could try to institute another attempted fascistic regime, which is something to be very fearful of. They could very well try to strip democracy yet again. And if that happens, that is absolutely going to affect the rest of the world as well. Remember, we do live in a strictly conservative world, for the record. We live in a heavily conservative world. Australia is conservative. America is conservative, even under a democratic... I keep going to say regime, but there's another word that I want to use there. Conservative... I guess we'll just say government. Even under a democratic government, it's still a very conservative situation. The UK is very conservative. A lot of the Middle East, a lot of Asia... Russia, very conservative. So whenever somebody, like, this is the thing that comes back to the whole, the conservatives are being oppressed thing. They're disagreeing with my opinions and cancelling me. Fucking shut up. Hegemony? Not really. I mean, possibly. Let me have a look. Let me remind myself of what hegemony means. Leadership or dominance, especially by one state or social group over others. I guess you could say the world is in a conservative hegemony. Yeah. You know, I first learned the word hegemony in Mass Effect. In Mass Effect 2, where they refer to the Batarian hegemony. Rather interesting. Maybe I should pick up the Mass Effect Legendary Edition when it comes out. Finally play through the third one.
Welcome.
Which means A, those people are still in office, and B, I wonder why they acted this way. Kane, California, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Same. Dude, honestly, so many games have given me massive boosts to my vocabulary. One of my favorites is I learned quite a few words from Dark Souls. I mean, this is a weird one. Regrettably, or regrettable, is something that I've worked into my lexicon from Dark Souls. Elucidate is a word that I learned from Dark Souls that I'm quite fond of. Incandescent is a word that I've always known, but it's nice to use the word incandescent. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. Can we get some Solera Vestora love in chat? Get some hearts for Solera Vestora. But yeah, I see what you mean, Del. Like, giving Android Wilson our money would not be a good idea. Dark Souls taught me that one should aspire to be so grossly incandescent. Finished Mass Effect 3. When you finished 2 and ported your character over, you were so upset at how different they looked that you stopped playing. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I will admit I liked the idea that they had of, you know, the choices you make will carry over to subsequent games, and they did do a good job of that in Mass Effect 1 to 2. Certain big choices you made would have an effect on the sequel. You would come across certain characters, or there would be certain little plot threads that would change based on what you decided in Mass Effect 1. I never got around to Mass Effect 3, but of course the big issue was they had this goal from the get-go, as like, as you play through the series and you choose all these different things, it's going to affect your ultimate outcome in the final game, and it really didn't, which understandably pissed off a lot of people. I want to say you accept me for who I am. Thank you, Penguin. I accept you for who you are as well. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, that was like, I want to revisit, I do want to revisit Mass Effect, I think, but at the same time I have the issue of, I had my time with it back when it was relevant, and I never finished the third one. I never started the third one. I have it. I have a copy of it on Xbox 360, but I never played it. And I think it's just too far past the point of me being particularly interested in really revisiting it. But at the same time, the nostalgia calls to me, and I'm like, I'd like to play this game and revisit that experience hard. You do think all choice-based games have the same issue of your choices don't change the game? Absolutely. I mean, I will say that The Witcher did a fairly good job of it. The Witcher 2 to The Witcher 3, at the very least. I think The Witcher 1 to The Witcher 2 also did it to an extent. I haven't played The Witcher 1 at all. But I do like the fact that you get to have a little bit of an interview with a certain character in The Witcher 3. That basically reviews certain big moments in The Witcher 2, and that changes the overall course of the main game. Like, there's a few different little pieces here and there where this character that you might have killed in Witcher 2 or might not have will either be present or not present, for example. And that's a cool little detail, but realistically speaking, all you can really do is change details. All you can really do is, like, for example, there was a species I think you could wipe out in Mass Effect 1 who had the capacity to control humanoids. Like, they had the capacity to get into humanoids' heads and communicate through them. And in Mass Effect 2, if you saved that race rather than wiping them out, you will come across a person who is speaking for that species. And just like, oh, Shepard, we thank you, blah, 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 blah. And it's a cool little detail, but ultimately it's not going to change the outcome of the end of the game, sort of thing. A butterfly effect decision? Yeah. Like, it'd be a cool concept. I think the only way you can do a real butterfly effect kind of thing is in a single game. You know, where every decision matters. The only way you can do that is in one game. You can't really do it across a whole series. Unless you plan everything meticulously from the get-go, I think it's virtually impossible to have that kind of expectation for a trilogy, for example. ME3 will hold up better since the consequence tree can be viewed with appropriate expectations, I suppose. But yeah, my personal opinion is, like, you'd have to build a big chunky RPG, and let's just say in Act 1 there's an opportunity to kill a certain person, and then in Act 3 you're just like, well, let's go see if that person's still around, we'll recruit them for our war effort, or whatever the fuck we're doing. Which I think The Witcher 3 does do, to an extent. And then, you know, if you have... Actually, on the subject, I think The Witcher 3 actually has quite a few endings. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, actually, I think it's only got a few. I think it's only got a few different endings, and it's ultimately based on some choices you make in the final act. But I think, for example, there is a moment later in the game where you need to recruit certain people, and if certain folks among those people are dead, you can't recruit them, basically. That's about as good as it's gonna get in video games, I think. I mean, I suppose that speaks to the intriguing nature of video games, right? As opposed to other media. You don't get to do like a whole choose your own adventure thing with a movie, right? You can with a book, of course, to an extent. But video games have that distinct privilege of being able to pull that shit off. But more often than not, it's not pulled off well at all. I've heard good things about Until Dawn, the way Until Dawn does it. But yeah, that's. By the way, I haven't changed my title since Creepy Twitch Dating Show. So I'm amazed we've actually had viewers tonight, because they probably think that I'm hosting a creepy Twitch dating show. I am not. For the record, I'm not hosting a creepy Twitch dating show. Should we raid someone? It's just about midnight. I'm not going to go till 1 a.m. today. We didn't get back to that Blair White video. Probably for the best, if I'm honest. So, I'm hosting a cool dating show. Welcome to Rogue's semi-creepy dating show. Let me think. Let me mute this. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Rogue
This
Room.
isn't a creepy Twitch dating show. GB. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us as we find someone to harass. Anyone got anyone in mind? I was looking at Exiliax, or Lexi. Her name's Lexi. 23-year-old trans girl who likes to play games and talk about leftist theory and ideas. Currently watching a video from the Cats movie, and I don't know if I want to subject you to that, but what I've seen of her streams, she seems pretty cool. We could raid Pinnipy. What's Pinnipy talking about? What's she doing at the moment? What do you think? Could raid someone that I haven't raided before, or we could raid Pinnipy. I feel like we'll stick with, comfortable tonight. We'll stick with, going to someone we're familiar with. And then if Lexi is live soon, again, we'll go raid her, because I wouldn't mind raiding her stream. She's pretty cool. What I've seen of her streams is pretty cool. Anyway, final two stories I didn't touch on. JB Hi-Fi boss warns of serious TV shortage as spending boom continues, and Google closing in on news content deals with ABC, 9, and Guardian. There's some little stuff that we skimmed over tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight, folks. If you have not already, please follow me on my Twitter, my YouTube, my Instagram. Join me in the Discord if you have not already. Here's my outro sequence if you want to look at it. And I'll be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. You've been lovely. You've been excellent. You've been most amazing. And I'm going to head to bed. I'm tired. My head hurts. So, with all that said, I'll see you when I'm looking at you.